Beautiful people, welcome to the midday show. That is your boy Joey Dang Options, and I'm Sharif. And yes, we have already got the poll active there. You know where I'm voting. I'm not going to vote Apple. I'm voting JP Morgan. Shout out to the OG Jeremy Diamond. No, I'm kidding, of course, guys. It's not. His name's Jamie. Jeremiah Diamond, Adara says. Shout out to the OG Darwin. We got Adam L, Kenneth C, and Dude V. How about Gorv, Jesse, Skull, Cristobal, Parabolic, something or another. We got Burgos, Pitchbull, Mohit, Turf, Anurag. Man, Anurag, welcome back, bro. We got Rain, Tisha. Get it, Tisha. There's I'm looking at a couple of small cap gappers here. We'll get to those in a second. We got Muhammad. We got T-Money. How about Kyle? We got Blue Arrow and Zing, Cigar Attache, shout out to Nimrod and Nedrek? I don't know, whatever, bro. Oscarito, Gareth, Apple G King, Day Trader Cut, and an owner. I don't think I'm saying that right. That looks like a foreign letter there. Skirt, skirt. Shout out to Skirt Skirt. I like that name, man. West Y'all and Era Moon. How about the others and Chuck of all trades, Frank Ace and Bold. We got Ramji and the Rainmaker. Bitter Reality and G's Milky. Waleed. Shout out to Waleed. We got Jordy VWAP, Calvin Mack, Bristol, Johnny H, and one more. Zachary D.L.E. I butchered your last name, Zachary. I'll just go with Zachary. Shout out to everyone. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday. Yes, TGI frickin' F. And yeah, we got a nice little market today, Joseph.
Yeah, we got a nice market today. TDMs, DMS. You like that? You like the point, eh? You like the way I took it? I stole it from Donald himself.
Oh. That infographic Adara had earlier, yeah, Donald was pointing.
Oh yeah. And that's where I got it from. So there you go. All right, guys. Yeah, interesting day. We traded some JPM on the earnings. I love trading during earnings season. I just find that's somewhere that I'm better. So again, here we go with some JPM. Nice move. Started really small. Once we opened up above the volume weighted average price, I'm like, okay, we're going to really get the ball rolling here, added to the position, and then pop, 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 pop. And that was that. So a really, really nice trade there, leaving us still positive on the day. We took a couple stabs on Bitcoin, but then once we just kind of breached this wedge here, I'm like, all right, see you later. We're going to be relatively weak here on the session. So there you go. You can see I went in once, started really small just to give it a little bit more room because Bitcoin needs it. And then I got right back in shortly after we had held this base. And then I added for the break of the volume weighted average price and the test of the high day because I did like that price action pattern here on the daily, but we just never got that continuation here, guys. So 1 for 3 and still positive on the day, and that's something that you want to know. So that's where risk to reward comes into action. And here we go, guys. Let's take a look at the top performing sectors here on the day. In first place, we have materials up about 1/5, consumer staples up about 1/10 there, guys. Healthcare sitting in third place, down about 1/3 of a percentage point there. And then energy sector, third last, negative 1.2, real estate down 1.2, and consumer discretionary down 1.5% there, Sharif.
All right, we're in PRTG here, guys. Long 64s defending into the half dollar. Look out, there we go. We got stopped out for the last remaining amount. Took a little bit out. It's zigging and zagging. PRTG is what I'm talking about. I'm looking at getting more back in at 8 and 780. So let's throw in the orders right now. We're going to go ahead, wait at 805, and then also at 780. Reason is that's the volume weighted average price. This was trading below VWAP for the majority of the morning. It had a couple of pops into that 10 o'clock time slot, but that was all she freaking wrote. And then down we went back again. So I'm going to go 8 first and then 780. 8 for the psychological support, if there is support at that level, and 780 for the volume weighted average price. Here we go. We're getting close to that $8 dip, Katina man, but we still haven't thrown in that other order at 780. So let's go ahead and throw that in there. We're going to go 82s. If you've been watching the show, you know why I'm waiting at 82s. So there we go. We'll throw that on there. So looking for a breakout trade here, possibly on PRTG. This is up bigly. PRTG up 62%. It's still second to MMA, but MMA has been tanking ever since making that big boy high at around 950. Here's what I'm looking at. These are the small cap gappers du jour, so to speak. This is the one I'm in right now, PRTG, looking for that 8 defend. MMA is the #1 gapper, but as you can see, it's obsessed with lower lows and lower highs, so it's got really nothing for me at this moment. The other one that I'm going to look at before we go back to Adara, MBOT. Not the biggest mover on the day, but I do like the chart pattern. Adara.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know, Feds Williams made some comments as we kind of did that switch over. Just to recap, because we already had a little bit of caution coming from Feds Muslim. Feds Williams saying that he expects growth to slow considerably to 1% this year, and that he thinks tariffs will boost inflation between 3.5 to 4% for 2025. So some cautious, hawkish comments coming here from Feds Williams. Also, Donald Trump, as of right now, assuming the schedule is running on time, should have already left for his physical. So we haven't heard any comments from him. I know people were wondering, when is Trump speaking? He is not really scheduled to speak much today just because he does have his physical. But we do have Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary, holding a conference scheduled at 1 p.m. as far as I'm seeing. Back to you.
Yeah, that should be a doozy. There you go, Dara. So we'll be covering that. Needless to say, 1 o'clock. Caroline Leavitt dropping hotlines in the White House press room. As Adara mentioned earlier on, Donald Trump likely to take questions as he goes to his physical or Mar-a-Lago or wherever the hell he's going. And at any time, if he takes questions and it's live, we will be covering it for you. So stay with us here, because we just don't cover what's being said. We cover the trades that come along with it. Hence why we are different from other networks, Joseph.
Yeah, very much so. You're getting all those live updates exactly when we need them. So Adara's doing a fantastic job on that front. Absolutely. There, guys. But yeah, here we go. Here's the boys back in the 80s there.
What just happened here?
Yeah, this is what I'm seeing here. There they are. 1985.
Who sent that?
That's what.
That's I know it's AI, because that's not Neil Orshad, but that's Joe. Katina, man, did you see that? Did you have a look at that?
Yeah, so
Katina, man.
These guys have been trading since. All right, guys. Yeah, so let's see what we got going on. We got to be a little bit more patient. I think on the name of the game, you can see that the market has most definitely been trading within a range here. So we're getting that IV to start to kind of decay and compress. That's something that I personally would like to see. I mean, the volatility is good, but at some point you need it to somewhat cool down, because the whipsaw moves can get a little bit much. So here we go, a $10 range opposed to what we have been trading in here today. So again, a lot of overlapping candles. You run into the highs, but you can see we'll just do some basic technical analysis and see that we're consistently forming those lower highs there, guys. So let's see what's going on. This is almost channel trading right now. A couple more touches and rejections, and then you'll be able to establish that one yourself. So I think it's just patient. It's Friday. If you put on some good trades, then wait for those A++s and then look to get involved. I know Bitcoin's relatively weak. I was looking to go long on it, but you want to stick to the strong names here. I personally couldn't find anything. I was looking for some guidance on JPM, but I couldn't find anything earlier this morning. So I'll continue to look out for that, because I think it's going to be important. I'm glad that it started to recover, because we put a really nice trade on it this morning, and now we're starting to hover around the volume weighted average price. Are we going to take that second leg to the top side? Maybe, possibly. It is a NYSE stock, so they do move a little bit differently, I find personally. But again, moving to this, moving sideways, and we have some key support levels. Again, a lower high, so watch out for this if we want to break down. Still positive 2.25 there, Sharif.
All right, good look there, Joseph. We're doing well. We're doing it live, baby. Back on PRTG 795. I just took out 840, so here we go. This is looking to defend the volume weighted average price. We only got one beak wetter left on this, because this a DCA at 782 didn't trigger. It literally went down. I'm going to tell you exactly where it literally went down to. 782. I swear on everything, I had my order at 782. It did not cross. We're doing real well, though, because it's breaking out. So here we go. The previous candle high, 882. I'm going to wait at 888. And if I get stopped out, so be it. But I'm going to wait for 888s over here. The reason is I like that number, and it is a new 5-minute high on, well, you guessed it, on the 5-minute chart. So it's zigging, it's zagging right now with that $0.50 area back. back down into a third. So I'm looking for the previous candle's high to get taken out. I'm talking about the 11:05 a.m. candle that has a topping tail into $8.80, hence why I'm putting it at 888. I'm basically betting that the high of the previous candle gets taken out. So let's see what we get there. It's currently zigging and zagging with the $0.50. Here comes 60s. There are 60s. Can we see 70s? We're going to have to wait a little bit over here. We're high 60s now, possibly low 70s. There we go. So we're working into the high here on PRTG. It's up a little less than 70%. We're doing it live, baby. Let's go. 75. We're looking to clear it. I'm going to wait a little bit more. Boom! There it is. Into the freaking high, right into that level. So it does create a new high. Very happy with this trade. Let's see if we can continue to trade this one. It's got a great looking rounding pattern below the volume weighted average price. It's got two candles with the current all above VWAP. Why is that important for me? I use VWAP as an informal gauge to see who's in control. Is it buyers or sellers, especially with these small cap gappers that are quite fleeting in nature. So the current high of the day on PRTG, $9.44. I'll submit to you though that the real resistance level is that $9 area. Why? Because we have no closing prints above $9. So just because we can wick up there doesn't mean we can stay up there. PRTG, Joseph. Watching this one.
Hey, let's go. Yes, he is very much so there, Cristobal. Smooth operator, you're getting called in the chat.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, so there we go. Thank you, Cristobal, for those ones. All right, guys, we might get involved in this IBIT short. I do like the risk to reward profile here, guys. So we'll hop on this one there, IBIT. We can just use this peak as our out, so that's about 20 cents. We'll tap in to see if we can break down a little bit here. The market choppy, and Bitcoin not wanting to construct that new high. Okay, that didn't work here, so I'm just going to continue to see if I can catch a fill. I'm going to have to make my cross a little bit wider to see if we can get in, because that's what I want to do. All right, no, canceled again. That's all right. So we'll figure that out. But we're again, so that's the name of this game, consistent lower highs. I want to get involved in this.
You want me to take over?
No. No, we're good there. Yeah. Okay, we're in. We're live, baby. So yeah, let's see if we can break through this support level. Again, we're going to give it about 20 cents or so on this trade, and if we can break it, we're going to aim for that low of the day. So that'll give us about a 30 cent. So about a 1.5 risk to reward there. So Gorev took Apple long at 1030 VWAP pullback and printing cash. Let's go, attaboy, my guy. And then Sharif. So Joseph will look at the option.
There it is. 210 for 425. The level of $210. April 25th. He said a whole bunch of call orders came in at that level on Apple.
Oh, Apple?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, why is it going down? A whole bunch of calls came in. Darwin, the OG, as well, says, got an indicator that thinks Apple is going to squeeze, just watching for now. So both of them saying kind of very similar things here. So I just want to get your take, Joseph. He says at the ask as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
So what I'm seeing from a chain standpoint, there is quite a bit of call open interest here. A little abnormal on today's expiration cycle as well too there, Sharif. So at 195, we have 10,000 open contracts. Then at 202, we have 17,000. And then you go up to 210, you got 35,000. So that's relatively high. I don't see us going anywhere north of 195 here today because the market is choppy. And you can see here, guys, let me pull up the Apple chart. You can see here that we got stuck right at 194.16. All right, so if anybody's going to absorb those 195 contracts, then watch out. 200 would be that next level, but you can see that coming into play. A really nice rejection here on AAPL of that 195 mark. That's why we take a look at the chain.
Love it, man. Yeah. Nimrod asking me, Sharif, what's the deal? When's your next entry on PRTG? So I answered in a very simple way. It's either, going to take $9 on a closing basis and not just wick and dance around 9, clear it, have a 5-minute candle, close above 9, or I don't touch it until it comes back into VWAP. Simple as that. There's obviously selling at 9, so I don't want to have to be dealing with whoever's selling up here. Clearly, they have a bigger account than me, and I'm not a market mover. I am a market observer, and I just have to be real with myself. There goes 9. All right, so now we have to stop talking and actually deal with it. Now we have to keep an eye on this one because I said it needs to be a closing print. We still have 3 minutes left on this 5-minute chart, on this 5-minute candle, excuse me. So it's not going to please me that we're just getting a wick there, but we're getting close to, you know, maybe that 944 high day. So then I have to ask myself, well, are you going to still wait for a closing print if we take out the high of the day? So this is a bit of a it's a bit of a curveball for me because I was waiting for the closing print. I just wanted to mention also, I asked Darwin what his indicator was. I'm like, is it proprietary? It's pretty good with the ES and the NQ, he says. Haven't watched it much with Apple. In case you're wondering what he's talking about, he says it's a mix of things. It's patterns, it's money flow, like the money flow index, and the consolidation. Shout out to Darwin, man, the OG. Great look there. Thanks for chiming in with that, Darwin. Continuing to watch here, PRTG dropping below 9 again. So we've got a candle of indecision currently here at PRTG with a very small body and bigger upper and lower wicks. I'm going to continue to pack my patience until this 5-minute candle closes. If that means getting a worse price, so be it. But I need to have some confirmation over here that 9 is not going to be a double top, this 9-ish level, a double top, and then I get caught holding said bag. So I'm going to continue to wait here on PRTG, see exactly what we get, and we will not get upset. Shout out to my man Neil. Here's the deal. We're also looking at MBOT. Now this one is less pleasing than PRTG, especially if you're looking for the more aggressive trades and the ones that resolve quite quickly. This one is not that. This is a very slow mover. You're getting very small notional actual moves, so you're going to have to size in substantially here in order to make real money. We're talking about 10, 15, 20 pennies at the most. It's up 16 and a fifth. So it's a good look, but still definitely on watch. All right, here we go. Now we're clearing 9 by some distance. We're about a minute, less than a minute, that is, of closing here. So here's the deal. Here we go, right back below freaking 9. And this is exactly why I didn't want to take it before the 5-minute close. But is this a buying opportunity right now? Because we're still right at that 9 level. So here, what's the candle low here? It's 50 pennies. So if I get in here, I literally have to risk 30 pennies to the prior candle low, which I don't want to, or the current candle low, excuse me, which I don't want to do. And so it is rejecting 9 for now. And it's back down to the low 80s. Here come the 70s on PRTG. So there's obviously aggressive selling at 9. You saw it initially on that candle at 10:05 a.m. You're seeing it again right now at 11:15. PRTG has a seller of note at $9 that can't be shaken at the moment. And here we go, back down into 8 3/4, 8 2/3. Is this a buying opportunity now that I can base my order on the prior candle low? Currently, we are an engulfed candle, meaning the prior candle is higher, both higher and lower in the price action than us currently. So if I get in here, I can risk 20 pennies. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going long over here if I can get filled, and we're going to go 8:45, and then we'll go all the way down to 8:35 for a stop, and then we're long 73, so we're going to look to take profits at 80s. Boom! To the high side. We'll take profits again there. And now we're going to take north of $9. PRTG, zigging and zagging. Joseph Wilson.
Yeah, good look there. Blenda, Joseph for Tesla. Yeah, I'm looking at Tesla right now, to be honest with you, to see if we can get anything cooking up on this name. I'll see what I'm looking at, but now I probably will get squeezed out of this trade, which is, okay, it is what it is. Again, just going really, really small, but let's see if we can get this breakdown. I'm looking for this turtle shell type price action to curl over, and then we go and test this low a day here. But one thing that I am looking at here, guys, whoever, Belinda, this is what I'm looking at here on Tesla, is this specific candle. I don't know if that's necessarily it's not like an A1 bottoming signal or anything along those lines, but you can see we took that second leg down, turtle shell, and then we put in that indecision. So hopefully it's just not a breath, but there you go. You're starting to see us get that pop here in Tesla. Going to use TSLA. We like that potentially, but there we go. Starting to climb higher here in IBIT. Not going to give this too much more room. 20 cents OTM on that one. So we'll be patient. Maybe we can get this Tesla ball rolling. I think that might be the play here. Again, we're at the bottom of that channel, guys, on the Qs and the SPY. So maybe that can give the rest of these names somewhat of a bounce, and we're going to hold on for that. again, if we can form a lower high, that will be a good sign for Bitcoin. Still strong on the day. A quiet 3.2%. So a little sneaky going on from Bitcoin itself. But again, if we crack this pivot, we're out. As long as we fail to construct a new high, then I think we can break down and then head towards the lower day. But looking strong here, Sharif.
You think China prevents Tesla from selling cars in China if the Americans delist these ADRs? Somebody was saying that in the chat, and I don't know anything specifically, but it doesn't seem like a far-fetched idea.
No, I don't think so.
You know what I mean?
With the way everything's currently going right now,
right?
I wouldn't be surprised. But
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing with me, right, Sharif? And I mentioned this before. We know that YouTube and Instagram isn't allowed in China. The fact that the States even allow TikTok in America is like kind of astonishing.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's funny, right? I would be like, okay, well, if this is what we're playing, right? If we're going blow for blow, then see you later, TikTok.
There you go.
And just figure out something else, and then that would just bring funnel more individuals to the likes of Instagram and make Mark Zuckerberg that much more rich.
Yeah.
So.
I know. And by the way, guys, Meta's going to be volatile likely from Monday onwards because the FTC trial is starting. It was initiated under the Biden administration under the wrath of Lina Khan, but now it's being continued by the new FTC chair. He's not going to, I forget his name, but I have his name in my notes. But the point is, he's continuing on with that. He's more of a law and order type guy from what I read. So that's going to be quite interesting. Now, they're actually looking at forcing Meta to divest WhatsApp, Instagram, and all the other acquisitions they made over the years, saying that they basically bamboozled or stifled, I should say, the social media market, or whatever the social networking back in the day. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with Meta, but expect some volatility there, especially if we get these headlines coming out of the court case midday or whenever else. So going to be interesting to watch how this all unfolds. You know, we definitely saw Zuckerberg perhaps change a little politically as the election unfolded. We'll have to wait and see how that helps, if it helps at all. So it's going to be a really interesting. Meta should be in focus with you guys for the next coming little while. Jameson, CoreWeave, short, say less. Let's have a look. CRWV. Let's have a look at the 5 minute over here. Oh, yes. This has been, well, I think Neil pointed this out before he threw to us, that CoreWeave just kind of has been losing the bid. And you can just absolutely see this. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. You know, you guys get it. And then we're looking awfully flat bottom breakish. Where is that flat bottom break, though? I mean, we do have technical support, I would submit to you guys, at $40. We've had support over there, and previously it acted as a resistance level. Not all that long, because it's a newer name. But yeah, CoreWeave definitely looks weak. The market conditions have not helped it as of late, no question about that. So yeah, I don't know if I'm looking short below 40. To be honest with you, I kind of look at 40 as possible support level on CoreWeave. But yeah, 41.02 is a low day, and we're currently trading right around there, 41.15. So possible short maybe into 40. That's the half an hour chart. Let's look at the 5. Let's see what the execution on this one would be. Well, you definitely have an intraday flat bottom break of 42.25, and that level doesn't come out of nowhere. That 42.25 level is yesterday's closing print. Defended in the pre, defended initially, even though it dipped here at 10:30. But look at the closing prints, all above that. And then we gave up the ghost on this little downturn right at 11:10, 11:05, and now we are making lows. We're awfully close to that 4 a.m. or excuse me, 4:55 a.m. area low. That's around $41. The technical low of the day is 41.02. If the market really turns to the downside here, CoreWeave could see 40. So yeah, try this one, but obviously you're going to have to make the decision on your own, and you're going to have to execute risk management in the way that you only know how, because nobody else knows how you trade. So shout out to you. Brandon Franklin, nice Star Trek reference. I don't think I've ever watched a full episode of Star Trek. I may have, I don't remember doing that. I don't mind Star Trek. I've never watched the Star Wars movies ever.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so no. Time out. No. Time out.
Neil hit the yeah. Neil's not happy about that.
Okay, what is no? Let's be let's
The
be
Katina
serious.
man hit the field
Let's
too.
be serious, right?
All right, man. What I do, man.
What is
man?
more likely, me having pie or Sharif never seeing one of the largest?
You're not getting away from
No, dude.
Yeah,
no,
you're not
there's
going to get
no
away
way.
from the
There's
pie
no way
thing.
this
is not going to be one of those times where you
this
throw
is absolutely ridiculous.
throw it my way.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. The fact that
Get
You're
him,
not-
Katina man.
You're
Get him.
not getting away from the pie thing.
dude,
Okay,
There's
pie.
no way.
Not having pie is way worse than not seeing Star
one
Trek
of the
or Star
largest
Wars.
movie franchises on the
Come on,
planet
my guy.
Ever don't no.
Come on,
There is legit no
do not
comparison.
equate both of them.
There's no. That is insane.
Neil's got some nice mac and cheese there. Neil, show
I'm
your
not
show
having
your
it.
show your
I'm
food
not
here.
having it today.
Katina man.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that. This guy's got some.
Oh,
this
Neil,
guy's some
are
best-
those
There's a lot of
is that
carbs there,
turkey
Neil.
or is that chicken?
Turkey.
Turkey? Is it processed turkey, Neil?
Well, it's in cube form, Sharif.
Does it look like it's not processed?
Nah, Neil, come on now.
Cube form.
Come on now.
It's like how I like my cranberry sauce. You know, in the can, you got to have the marks on it.
Oh,
Yeah, you
boy.
gotta have the ocean spray stuff.
Hey, I like that.
All right, I'm gonna get Joe some pie.
This is crazy.
Okay.
I don't know. That's crazy. I think the fact that I've personally never had the pie and
Yeah.
you haven't seen one of the largest
All right.
movie franchises.
We're going to do the
of
math
all
right now.
time, bro.
What are the
It's
odds
insane.
of you running into an opportunity where you can eat pie versus me running into an opportunity to watch that movie? I
Well,
think that the statistical odds of you
Me being
running
eating
into
pie.
a situation where you can eat pie is higher than a situation where I'm looking to watch this movie because I personally don't like sci-fi. It's just not my thing. So I'd have to be with someone who likes it so they could watch it and sit down with them.
Well, same for me. I would have to be with someone who likes pie. in
And
order
the
for me-
chances of that are higher. That's what I'm saying
well,
to
I don't
you.
associate with those. I
don't associate with those pie eaters, those animals.
Get out of here, man.
I'm just joking,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah, the chat has. We need only the chat. The chat never lies. So we got to figure out what is more bizarre. The fact that I have never. But anyways, guys,
Yes,
Mixed
sir.
Martial Arts Group here. This is cute. You were looking at MMA, guys. The company has
Yes,
4
sir.
business units designed to provide services and to monetize. But who are the promotions? Gyms and coaches. So I don't even know necessarily what this is. It's not even a specific promotion.
Stop
here,
bullying
guys.
us, Adara.
I didn't hear what it is. What she
She's
said.
bullying us in the chat.
The argument
Yeah.
makes less and less sense. There we go.
She's saying the truth, but she's still bullying us.
I
as a
mean,
kid.
it is what it is, man. I think one thing, again, equally maybe bizarre, but yeah, all fun and games here, guys. But yeah, I mean, Mixed Martial Arts Group, someone, I know you were looking at that
sir.
this morning, Sharif,
sir.
and someone in the chat just mentioned it as well, too. I don't know what promotion they're exactly with, but it looks like just a group of gyms, etc. On the Amex with the 17, oh, bro, that's a super small market cap. 17 million there, my guy, trading on $1.70. So, yeah, gonna look into that a little bit more. I'm curious to what promotions. I know there's a new fight league opening up as well, too, that their fights actually recently got canceled, which is like Tony Ferguson and the likes of some other UFC veterans were joining, too. So I don't know if that has anything along the lines to do with MMA group here. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that one. And my money's on Diego Lopez this weekend, guys, for anybody who is curious. So let's see. Let's go Diego. I think he beats Volk.
All right, Joseph, we got right back into PRTG on a VWAP retracement. I got in at 56s. We just took it out at 9s, but it's clearing 9 again. Joseph, it hasn't been able to close above $9. I think this is maybe one of those times where we do. It looks like it's going to break the high of the day very momentarily. Shout out to Tisha. I know she's long this right now with me, so get it, Tisha. Let me know exactly what you're looking at there when you have a second. I know you got to deal with your trade because this thing's moving crazy right now. But we got in at 8.56. Scalp. So we're 3 for 3 right now on PRTG. It's looking like there is a monster seller at 30 and 35s, but we're taking them out. We're doing it live, baby. 944 high day, guys. This is absolutely squeezing, and the volume is picking up aggressively. It's the #1 gapper right now. I would say personally, even though that MMA technically is a little bit higher percentage-wise, this one is the one that's actually moving, not below VWAP and not near the low day. Sorry, Fabian, say again. Adara, what's up?
We have the NASDAQ on watch here. We have more comments coming through from Fitzwilliams, but also New York Times reporting that apparently the U.S. and Ukraine have reopened talks in the minerals deal. We know this is a really big part of, I guess, ending the tensions between U.S. and Ukraine and Russia. We know that the U.S. really wants the minerals deal, so that could be of note just because these geopolitical catalysts can and sometimes do move the market. So again, New York Times reporting that the U.S. and Ukraine have reopened or are reopening talks on the mineral deal. Also, Fitzwilliams saying there's still, quote, quite a bit of uncertainty about tariffs, that we do have some more details. He said the biggest issue right now is how other countries are going to respond to these tariffs. So Fitzwilliams warning that retaliatory tariffs as a result of the reciprocal tariffs could lead to some problems. Back to you.
You took out the high of the day. Well, I do. Sorry, Joseph. PRTG, new high day, $9.82. This is, the 5-minute candle sells and close, got 3 minutes. But I feel this time maybe we do get a close above the $9 area, despite the fact that we've wicked above $9 multiple times. This is really going now. So keep your eye on PRTG. It is a big boy mover. The question I have now, if we clear 9, so we say on a closing basis, so by a couple of minutes, we close above 9. Do we now use 9 as support? Can we start using 9 as like a VWAP, a technical area of support prior resistance? That would be the most ideal situation for me. So I could kind of skirt around punching in at highs or having to get these micro pullbacks on a breakout and then get it off a key technical level. Here we go. We're already dipping into 940. I'm likely going to be waiting at 9, guys, okay? So if this does come back into 9 with 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle, I'm likely a buyer here. Just want to update you on some key levels. The 10 exponential moving average and VWAP, essentially the same price right now, between 830 to 840. I'm talking about the price level, not the time. So keep your eye out on that. We're trading above the previous area high. We're above VWAP. We're above the 10. So it's got all the right ingredients, so to speak, for a small cap gapper. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on this one, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you for that one. Yeah, Louis Pena, I appreciate that. I got your back too, my friend.
Hey.
I know what it's like living in that no pie world. And there was
Not no pie world.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good life.
It's like a whole crew of
pilots, man. It's a good life, man. It's a really good life.
Well, the fact of the matter is, you don't eat pie. Chances are
you don't watch Star Wars.
No, I wasn't gonna take a dig at you. I was about to big you up. I was about to big you up.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, if you don't have that much sugar, you're likely to be in better shape. That's all I was saying. So schmuckles like me, you know, they
you don't have any sugar intake.
I do, bro. I do. I try to live a balanced lifestyle. Yeah,
we had cookies yesterday. I try to avoid. I told you I've been off the sugar. I don't have no sugar, no cranberry juice, no none of that.
No cranberry juice.
No, none. I haven't. Bro, when was the last time you seen with the cranberry juice here at the desk?
Yeah, good point. I have the OJs in the morning, but that's just OJ, right?
Yeah.
This thing is going nuts, Joseph. I got to cover this, bro. This is really going now. It is a $10 high day on the dot right now on PRTG. So you got the closing print already. That's a distant future, distant in the past now, distant future. Calm down, Shree. I'm talking about that close above the $9 level on the 5-minute chart that is gone. There's the seller at 10, several thousand lots at 10, but I'll submit to you, it is likely a hidden seller keeping us down because that's not enough. That's just not enough. That wasn't even several thousand. Excuse me. There's a few hundred lots. And there it goes, Joseph. This is squeezing up over 100% now. $10.39. I'm going to pick this up on micro pullbacks now, guys. So because this is really going. I don't know where the halt levels are on this. It would be so good if we had a halt level kind of indicator to tell us where to expect it. There's a seller at 10 and a third after that 1040 pop. Let's see if we can get something long over here on a micro pullback. That's what I'm waiting for, something into the teens, maybe the low 20s, something like that to punch in. So we're not punching in at high. So we have a bit of a buffer between the high and our entry. Coming down into the mid-teens now, high teens that is, excuse me. Let's see if we can get something here. Joseph, what do you got?
Yeah, good look there. I just got out of this IBIT trade. You can see that we cracked this downtrend. I was just looking at the 5-minute chart. I'm like, what kind of tomfoolery is this over here? Like, look at this. You get that strong momentum to the downside, and then you get this indecision looking for that curl over, and then you get that squeeze. So there you go. Not much to say about that. That's the last attempt here on Bitcoin. It's either I absolutely smash it out the park or it just chews me up, and I think the chew up factor has been the case for today. So 0 for 3 on that one. Trying to get things to work. Tried a couple of longs, no work. Tried the short, no worky. So on that one, let's see what we got going on. TSLA starting to climb higher here, and bang! We're not going to take any off. You can see that we're starting to run into some support levels here. So can we break through? Hood starting to curl back over. That's a positive sign. Apple at the high day here, guys. Beer producers like, Joe, what's going on? I'm like, it's just strong, man. And accepted for the fact of what it is. It's Friday. Is it going to be a rally Friday? Maybe, possibly. I don't think so, considering how you can see this price action. A lot of overlapping candles. And then now we have the overall market, like the Qs, such as the Qs just trading within this channel range here. We would need volume to break through this channel and then break through some of these prior resistance zones. That's going to put us at a pre-market high. And what we can do we can just observe and see what the options market is telling us to say, hey, Joseph, where is the path of least resistance? And we're waiting for it to load. And what do we got going on for today's expiration cycle? So 450 may be in the works on the Qs today. I mean, that's where we have the highest level of OI, 17,000 open contracts. Other than that, not too much going on. And if we're going to look at the put side here, Sharif, 445, there might be a potential base. What was the low of the day? 441. Again, not enough OI right there to hold it. Only about 5,000 open contracts. Let's see if we can get Tesla rolling and get that move back to the volume weighted average.
All right, man, I'm happy with this trade again. We got in on the pullback, the micro pullback, and I'll explain what I mean in a second when I say these micro pullbacks. It had a big boy breakthrough 10. We saw it print the high of the day to 1040, so I waited for a mid-teens pullback. I got it around 1018. There was some slippage there, full disclosure. I didn't get the best price. And then it rocketed up and we took it up into 10.5. It's still continuing to go though. 1084 high day. It's up 110%. And chances are this thing touches or breaks through 11. We're not that far away from it right now. We're only 16 pennies away from that high a day. And then the high a day is only 16 pennies away from that $11 area. Crap stock, the beard making a comeback. No, my laziness is making a comeback. Ever since, I'm telling you, bro.
Right. Now I gotta stop doing it.
Don't stop, dog. That's your thing.
Don't stop.
That's your thing. Believe in. Get it, Adara. So that's the situation right now. Now, what I mean by micro pullback is this. When a stock does this, like look at this candle, actually it's being polluted by my entries and exits. So let me show you the black charts. So when we have these big candles that just explode to the high side, they don't just stay up there and they don't come down. When you move 75, 80 pennies at a time, there's a zig and zag to it. So say, for example, we break out through 10. 10 was a level. Now we went up to 1080. It just doesn't stay at 1080. It drops back down 10.5, 10 1/3, and then moves back up. The key is to try to get it on the micro pullback, the intra-candle pullback in the price action. The idea being here is that it's in a breakout and you're just trying to catch it while it's in that breakout, but you're not punching in at the highs, you're punching in on the pullback, but it's an intra-candle pullback. I hope that makes sense because it makes sense to me, but if you guys don't get it, I don't have a problem explaining it. Now, as I've mentioned before, this is not my own strategy, so I'm not trying to pretend like I came up with this. This is another small cap gapper trader strategy that works very well. So we're going to continue to watch PRTG. Right now, it's up over 100%. It's the best looking stock on my scanner, on my side charts. We're going to keep an eye out on this one. I want to mention as well that I'm keeping an eye, as I mentioned earlier, on MBOT, but this one is more like a buyout trade because it's not really giving you much in the way of a notional move. But SMMT as well. This one is in focus. Look how this one has a propensity to bull flag. So be careful for the breakout trade. Look at what it did on Wednesday. Look what it did on Thursday, and look what it's doing again today. It has a propensity to have huge buy orders that come in the initial part of the day, and then we kind of range sideways all day. So it's incumbent upon you, if you want to trade a name like this, to establish what that range is and be disciplined enough to pick it up off the bottom. Why would I want to trade something like this? Well, because it's shown you that it's not giving back the breakout. For example, that Wednesday breakout at around 125, we broke out and we didn't give back the move. Same thing yesterday, but it came a lot earlier yesterday, right at the open. We broke out, sideways move. Today, we're doing the same dang thing. Breakout, right at the open, sideways move. So it's not giving back the move. So that makes the range trade, I'll submit to you, a bit more secure in the sense that you don't have to worry about it losing the bid, because this one hasn't. So I'm keeping my eye certainly on SMMT if it is to establish as a good range. So keep an eye out on that one, Joseph.
Yeah, all right, guys, let's see what we got going on. Added to this position here in Tesla, but you can see we're starting to head back to the south side. The MAG, we're starting to climb higher. Apple now continuing to that higher day there, guys. And you know what? I actually sold all my Apple this morning, Sharif, in the long term. Yeah, in the long term, yeah.
For real?
Yeah,
huh?
for real. Yeah, I got
in
out
the long term?
In the long term, yes, I did.
Oh, because we're doing, yeah, that's right. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. It was actually my smallest holding as well, too. So I'm just like, whatever. I'll be patient and wait to allocate it to other places. But yeah, there we go. I got out earlier this morning, so completely out of that trade. But I mean, guys, talking from a percentage return metric, like I was up close to 100% in this name, and then now back down to like 3% or whatever it may be. So I was just like, that couple $100 doesn't really mean anything to me. So there you go. Darwin, I've been diagnosed with paper hands. How, brother? I don't know. Let me know why that is, because I'm still holding on to something that I probably shouldn't be holding on to, and that is Tesla. So if you ask me, that is diamond hands there, brother. As we start to head back towards these lows, these longs not looking too good. As you can see, we ran into this resistance zone, now giving it back. A big choppy mess here in the market. You can see a lot of overlapping in each candle, just getting that wave-like type price action. Sell the tops of the channels, buy the lowers.
He's just messing with you, by the way.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I'm not taking it personally. Yeah, for sure. It's going to take a lot more than that there, Darwin.
Yeah, he's not very sensitive.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm a little sensitive on the pie subject. No, I'm totally, like, there you go. See, there's me being slightly sarcastic. No, it takes a lot to hurt this guy's feelings. But yeah, you can see this just wave-like type price action here in the overall market. This is the SPY. You sell the top of the channels, you buy the bottom of the channel, and that's what we're getting, kind of just this sideways 10-point range that we're trading within here. We're going to need buyers to really step in. Is that going to be the case on today? I don't know personally. Anything can happen on this Friday, especially we got a lot of options expiring, so we'll be patient. One thing to note, if you are looking for a break of this resistance, you're most definitely going to need to see that volume by time profile pick up there, Sharif.
All right, man. I'm just everyone keeps asking about Apple, and I really don't know why Apple is moving, guys. I guess maybe, I don't know. This is just me spitballing here. I think we've seen the end of the tariff increases because they've just become comical at this point. Essentially and effectively, they're restricting trade sufficiently to have the desired effect. So I don't think we see any more increases like 145. No, it's 250 now. Like if you see that, then it's just more posturing than actual substantive moves. So I think maybe we've seen the top, so to speak, or the bottom of the. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think we see any worse levies from both countries, and we now move from the economic side of the discussion into the political side. So we've increased on each other. I'm talking about the United States and China. Enough. Now it's time for us to sit down and do the negotiating. So I'm just guessing. This is just my speculation. Nothing to support that at the moment. Not that I have any articles or any reports or anything like that. So I just want to make that very clear, okay? That's kind of my news there. Jay Lee. The news for Apple strength is that they shipped millions of phones pre-tariff, so they're strong. So they're strong short term, regardless of POTUS BS. Yeah, well, that was news digested yesterday, or even the day before, Jay. I think it came to us in the afternoon on Wednesday that Apple was shipping about, I don't know if it was 600 or 60 tons airlifting from their suppliers in China, moving it to India, and then having those shipped from India they were just, I think, shipping them directly just to skirt the tariffs to skirt the tariffs altogether. I think what they are doing is they're shifting some of the U.S. destination iPhones to come from India rather than from China, and then the Chinese-made iPhones go more to the world as opposed to coming into the United States. So I think that we've already digested that. Don't forget as well that Apple, I think, has a $100 billion share buyback program. When they choose to kind of turn on the buy program is going to be unknown to us. So that could be one of the reasons as well. Hard to say, but my inclination is, and it's just, again, an inclination, that I think we've seen the worst of the tariff increases, and now we got to sit across from each other at the table and get this, get it done, so to speak. So that's just my,
no, I agree with you, right? You can't just continue to go like, all right, 100% for you, 130, no, 135, 80% for you. No, it's not going to go back and forth like a tennis match like that anymore, even though we already were earlier. It was, for sure. That's exactly what was happening, but now I think everything started to cool down, and they realize they're more dependent on each other than what the frenemies, that is, of the states.
They are, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what they both need each other.
Exactly. Let's just be real about it.
It doesn't matter.
Like a couple who broke up that doesn't want to wants to pretend they don't like each other.
They have a kid together.
Yeah, exactly.
And stuff. Wow, we got real in depth there. I think a little too detailed. But guys, let's see what's going on here. Can we hold some of these lows here in Tesla? That's going to be the name of the game. You see that we took these multiple legs down. Now I'm just going to look for a break of this trend line. You can see it relatively consistent here. And then once we sit on top of 8, I do believe that we can run into the volume weighted average price. We are slightly extended from it. So that's going to be my move here on Tesla as some of the other bigger names continue to climb higher. JPM now looking pretty good. So this is the third wave we're seeing on this. And I think that we might go and test the high day. You can see that we're starting to form that compression pattern here, guys. Lower highs, higher lows, and then you get that triangle formation. We are now sitting on top of that, so just pay attention to see what's going on. We are stair-stepping down in volume, but if it does really step in, you can push heavy. This name's in play, really good earnings report, and then you can break through this high day and some of these pre-market highs there, Sri.
All right. Sorry, just 1 second over here. I was just reading... So great comments by you guys. I really want to read these out. I don't agree with some of them, but I want to read them out because they are good opinions. Christopher Arksey, I hope I didn't butcher your name. I do apologize if I did. This is the death of Apple, in my humble opinion. It was a premium phone, high price tag, luxury brand, in an economy of increased indebted Americans. This was coming before tariffs. Good point. I don't disagree with you, but I think we still haven't seen enough weakness from the consumer to kind of say, well, the consumer's tapped out. We've seen record levels of debt. Never has there been so much debt, but we also haven't seen the economy that big. So it's like as the economy grows, well, so does the debt level. I mean, that's just kind of, they go hand in hand. That's my opinion on that. Whether or not Apple's able to survive as a premium brand, I think that is where two reasonable people can disagree. Thank you for your chime in on that. The Wall, Sharif. Can't Apple just keep manufacturing in China and send them through India to avoid the substantial tariffs? I'm going to say no to that, even though I don't have the exact executive order in front of me. I'm going to submit to you that the likelihood is that it takes account into the country of origin. And that's why we saw, as Brendo was explaining to me today, why so many like uninhabited islands or islands with very few inhabitants had tariffs attached to them. The concern was you manufacture them in China and then you send them to another jurisdiction only to have that friendly tariff-friendly jurisdiction to come into the United States. So that was kind of the idea there. Sorry, Fabian, say it again. Fabian's asking, were the islands mainly the negotiating partners that are coming up? What do you mean by that, brother? I don't understand. I see. Okay, I get you. So Fabian's like, are those uninhabited islands the 75 countries that are calling to make a deal? I get you. I didn't understand what your joke was, but that was a good one. Okay, I'll give you that. I give you that. No, it's good. I like that.
If you don't mind, I would like to chime in on that Apple.
I'd love to hear you.
I would love to chime in on that Apple comment. One thing that I will note is that I don't know if the iPhone is dead. I just believe that the ecosystem is too large, the Apple ecosystem that is. And the fact is, what is going to replace it? In order for something to die, there has to be some form of predecessor or something that's going to follow behind it. And as of right now, I don't think Samsung's going to do that. I believe that the Apple ecosystem is too long. Are they lacking in innovation? Absolutely, Sharif. I don't think there's any debate around that. But I think Apple's too large to fail. Too many people have iPhones. 1 billion people have iPhones. And I don't see anything that's come out from a tech standpoint that is going to replace Apple from a mobile standpoint. And that's just my opinion on it. I think the ecosystem's too large. So yeah, I don't think Apple's a dead brand just yet.
All right. Ivan, you are right. Apple can go back to 250 since they also, okay, I think maybe English second line. Also best in AI and Apple intelligence. I mean, Apple emoji. I think you're being sarcastic, but if you're trying to take a shot at their Apple intelligence, yeah, I'm just going to have to agree with you there, man. It was an absolute joke of a release, and they should be very, very ashamed of themselves for being that kind of company and having that sort of release. But we already know that heads did roll as a result of that. So we'll have to see if they can get their together. Otherwise, they're... Yeah.
Some good comments.
Nobody has the right to be in business. So that's what my old man would tell me. You do not have the right to be in business. The market determines whether you stay in business or not. So the fact of the matter is they got to prove themselves.
I agree with you. So Joshua says Apple makes more money from services than iPhones. I agree with you on that front. You're totally right, but where does the 25% of their service revenue comes from Google? What's going on with those two? Antitrust with Google. Casey France says at a certain point there doesn't have to be a replacement. If consumers become tapped out, they're tapped out, period, end of story. I agree with you on that front as well too. Respectfully agree with you. Again, Vincent says right on the money, Apple doesn't make as much money with the phones as with the app market. So yeah, very, very valid points you guys are putting in here today. But I just think Apple's too big to fail that quickly or just go dead. There has to be something to replace.
Well, they are called the dead one, Joseph.
Yeah, we call them the dead one there.
Get it, Dara.
Is
All
Joe
right,
still Tesla long? Yes, Joe is still Tesla long there, John Kim. We're sitting in this trade. You can see it on the positions boards right there. And my screen is up as well, too. So let's see if we can crack through this resistance. You can see the defense, guys. So you can see as soon as we run into the trend line, you can just see that defense really, really start to kick in and larger orders. We're going to need that volume on the lower, that volume by time profile on these lower time frames are going to have to really kick in because if we break 785, it may not be looking too good for me.
But like, I want to say something. I don't think it just should be like the Korean brands that we look at, like the LGs or the Samsungs that can overtake Apple. I think we definitely need to look at the Chinese brands, bro. They are hell bent on being able to
not even allowed in here.
It doesn't matter though, because like, you know, they can go to the rest of the world. You're right. Well, I think they are allowed, but they weren't allowed to get the 5G chips. The Americans were like putting the brakes.
So there you go. You're already at a disadvantage that you're not allowed to have as premium service
But here's the thing, Joseph. They're trying to domestically create the chips, the ones that Donald Trump banned them in 1.0. He didn't want them to get their hands on the 5G chips, so he put them on that block list from being able to export to them. So that's fine. And we know ASML doesn't sell to them and blah, blah, blah. There's a whole bunch of stuff, right?
But then it leads to the point there as well too, Sharif. Do you think that the Western world will allow? It's the exact same thing with the car thing, right?
Bro. Good
it's
question,
it's kind of, if you want to look at it from a car standpoint.
Good point,
The Western world, America and Canada can just say, no, we're not going to sell Chinese phones or some form of Asian phones here in Canada. You have to buy what we construct here, right?
Well, that's the thing. Or you got to make it here, or just not be a Chinese brand.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Well, you know, they kicked them out from the 5G rollout in this country anyway. They wouldn't let them do it. They're like, no, you're gonna put listening devices in the chips and spy on our people. And so they basically banned Huawei from participating at all in the 5G rollout of this country. So they've done this before on national security base. So I don't disagree with you at all on that.
No one has a chip that is already recording them.
No, Fabian, you're dropping like sarcasm like me today. I love it. I absolutely love it. Fabian just brought over his Android. He's like, there's no chip in this phone that listens to my conversation all the time. Not at all. Not at all. Water Dragon Clan, Huawei phone will have 6G before us. Oof. I don't know, man. I'm not really gung-ho on this 6G thing. I'm more of the opinion that we end up with something like Starlink going forward, and that would be like the new cell phone service. I've heard about the latency issues with respect to Starlink, but it's a nascent technology. Like, this is like Internet satellite 1.0, right? And so we can't expect it to be perfect right away. Guys, I know that I haven't been trading here, but I'm keeping an eye still on PRTG. PRTG is still in play. And shout out to my man Bovin, because Bovin brings the heat, bro. That's just the way it is around here. Bovin brings the heat. He let me know that BFRG was also making a big boy move, and it did. Into 210, right down back into 190, holding the volume weighted average price, though, Bovin. I don't know how you see this one. I hate these topping tail candles, but as we've talked about multiple times, I don't think they are the end all and be all of the price action on these small cap gappers. I don't look at these topping tail candles on small caps in the same or through the same lens as I see them on the large caps and, you know, the Mag 7 and stuff like that. I think they hold more weight there. But this one is losing VWAP as we speak. BFRG, that is the one I'm talking about. PRTG has room to 12, says Tisha. I don't disagree with you, Tisha. This looks like yet another bull flag. A move up and a sideways consolidation with basically 10 being the low. So Tisha, I do agree. I think PRTG still looking good, holding above the 10, holding above VWAP. In addition to all that, it's holding the psychological support at 10, looking like it's bull flagging, Joseph.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so yes, to the individual in the chat who's been asking me about silver, we apologize. Obviously, we try to cover as much as possible. So we'll take a look at gold and silver for you. So SLV. Yeah, I mean, like, look at really, really strong here today. I can only give you TA, right? And why are these assets, these commodities, I guess, really trading well? I guess people looking to hedge the economy, right? So here you go, SLV bouncing off some of this trend line. We drew this the other day, so a nice gap up here in silver, and then looking like it might head towards some of these levels. And we'll take a look at the gold trust as well. So there you go. We're at all-time high in gold, like 298 in GLD, guys. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I was looking to get in around 263, but I never ended up pulling that trigger. So there you go. Really good stuff. Just stick with that hedge, and I think it's working out really, really well. Obviously, gold being the better one there. Let's see if we can break through and maintain this. A lot of names. I wanted to point out Hood here. Because a lot of names are looking like they want to continue to the top side. So, yeah, top side, strong side. So here you go. You can see that nice start curl over, forming these higher lows, and then now running into some resistance zones. Let's see if we can break through some of this. A lot of underlyings have this similar type price action. Apple is just still grinding higher, 195.73. So a really good look there on that front. And then now we have the Qs and the SPY running into that top of that trend line. Let's see if we can break through that. But one thing to note here, guys, is that volume on the 5-minute is starting to fall off. That's not breakout volume. We really need to see buyers start to step in order for us to get through some of these key resistance zones. And you can see that the volume weighted average price is acting as just that here in HOOD and on multiple names. We can't even get Tesla to move back towards the volume weighted average price. That just displays how weak it is. But here you go. We drew this earlier in the day. And now we just kind of got to extend it, but we just reject it once again. So in order for us to break through that, let's see this 5-minute volume really start to pick up. It is that lunchtime hour, so be wary of that, guys. We are going to Adara first or Neo?
Yeah.
Okay, Adara and then Neo, guys.
After a very directional, very exciting week, we're pretty range bound today. Here's the S&P 500 just chopping around here between that 520 and yes, what is this, 527-ish level for the last little bit. NASDAQ, pretty similar. Let me see if I can pull up the Qs. Both of them barely green on the day, though. Again, that's certainly better than very red on the day. We'll take, I guess, this flat day over what could be so much Fed talk today. Fed's Muslim in particular talking about risks of higher inflation. Fed's Williams also warning about some higher inflation. So Fed's very cautious right now. Here's WFC, Wells Fargo, one of the many banks that reported this morning. JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley were the other two major banks with earnings. It's working here. Worth noting, we do have Wells Fargo CFO Santamassimo saying that the probability of a recession at some point is, quote, higher than it was. So CNBC interview here with Wells Fargo CFO. Let's keep an eye here in this market to, of course, as we get lots of these comments. Apple, nicely to the upside at day's highs. And small cap on watch your BFRG getting some volume. This is Bullfrog AI Holdings. And we will send you back to Neil and his lesson of the day. Without further ado, take it away, Neil.
Very much, Adara. Your lesson of the day. It doesn't matter what type of a person you are, trader you are, fan of cuisine you are, or a fan of movies you are. You should certainly both eat apple pie and watch Star Wars, and do them at the same time if you're into that sort of a thing. You can have some apple pie, pumpkin pie, go watch the trilogy, and I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself. So I had to throw that in there because I didn't really get to comment on that whole fiasco. But actually, all I wanted to mention was the notion of, hey, strategies will win, strategies will lose. I want to talk about just simple what I like things to look like if I'm right and wrong. And I'm going to show you, I'll show you two stocks that we're down on and a couple that we're up on. So this is Intel. Look for trend reverse there, doesn't work. VWAP reverse doesn't work. High reverse doesn't work. VWAP doesn't work. 0 for 4 on Intel. However, because I'm always keeping my stop tight, not holding it against me, not really trying to do anything too crazy, just have it work right away, you're not going to take any headshots. But here's my aspect of this. I'm looking for a mean reversion, right? I'm shorting pops. Now, if I get one that does work, here's the key. I said I was going to take the mean revert if Walgreens dropped in. So Walgreens dropped into the 1050. I played it into VWAP and then breaking into the range above VWAP. One winning trade on a mean reversion dwarfs all 4 losing trades on the mean reversion. Why? And I'll tell you why that's true. A, because I'm getting out when I'm wrong. But B, when you take this mean reversion, I'm not getting out like right away. I'm making sure that I'm taking profit at first target, letting it get there, and then holding for the rest of the move, so that the risk to reward is worth it when you win. And it doesn't matter whether it's that. Like there's another one that I'm in here as well. It's like a $100 stock. It's the same principle, like mean reversion play. Like one of these should pay for 4, 5, 6 Intels. And if it's not, then you're not holding your wins long enough. That's the part of it. You're not holding for the move. Like you're getting out way too early in the trend. I would venture I did much better on this re-entry than I did on that entry in there. You got to hold to let it work for you, and you've got to accept when you are wrong in a trade. And I could show you Apple as well. Like Apple's another example of this, right? Like I took a couple of shots at Apple on some curls, but either one of those mean reversions only has to win once to cover up any of those losses. So when we talk about being a consistent trader, that's what it's all about. It's not necessarily, and everyone's going to be different. I understand that. Like, so some people will talk about, I need to win on 80% of my trades. I don't like to have that philosophy. I'd rather be able to have multiple shots at one trend break, be wrong on 3 or 4 of them, get one right, and be up on the day. Because I have a very strict entry protocol that's going to be in there and take advantage for me. And then the last part about this, I want to go into just sort of flipping. Sometimes you go from short to long. There is one place, why am I still bidding here? There is one place where it's near an automatic flip. So remember NEO had this weird brick wall seller at $3.36, and I was just simply shorting in front of it. This is an auto flip for me. When you have essentially just an iceberg order that holds it for an hour, or whatever that worked out to be, like 30, 40 minutes, it makes the flat bottom. The second it breaks, now I didn't do a good job of getting long here because that's 36 on the offer. I got out at 37, then I punched long at 38. I should have been both at 37. You're like, why difference to make 1 cent? 1 cent matters here because when you're risking 1.5 pennies and trying to make 5, 6, 7, 8, that's significant in the long run. If every single time in a 10-cent move you're losing 1 cent of it, that's 10% of your profit. So it does matter that I paid 38s over 37s there. But that's an auto flip. Yes, I liked it because of the iceberg, but you got to go into the long when the iceberg breaks, or at minimum, obviously, get out of your short. But to me, it's all about risk to reward. It's all about making sure you don't take a headshot or one loss, eclipsing all of your wins. If you have a good trading strategy, let it breathe, let it work. I mean, the break and reversal on Neo, like both ends of the Neo trade, same thing. I'm shorting it here. I'm not even getting anything out until it's testing a level that matters. You could layer it out here, fine. Wait till it gets there and then layer it out to the bottom. When it breaks, I wait for it to get here, take some legs out, wait for it to break and get to the next level up, and then start taking more out. So A, let your winners win without panicking out. B, make sure you have an execution strategy and a trading strategy that you don't need to win necessarily 70, 80% of the time, because you're allowing your losers to be relatively small or disciplined, and you're allowing your winners to ride a little bit. And that's what it comes down to. That's why I like mean reversion plays. They're very binary. You don't have to, I never really have to worry about where I'm getting in and where I'm getting out. I feel like with that strategy, it takes care of itself. And all I have to do is be able to hold the winner and get out of the loser without breaking my rules. So I think risk management is going to be important because you're not expecting to win every single trade, but you should be able to lose a bunch of trades as a trader and still be green on the day. And that just comes with practice. It comes with developing an execution strategy that works for you if you want to be consistent. Whatever style of trading you are doing, you want that to be the case. So market's trying to get back to the highs. It looks like we have another one of those reversal type days. Good luck, everybody. It's been a fun. It's not as violent a day as before, like we've been seeing all week, but it certainly is still providing you with plenty of opportunities out there. So best of luck, everybody. That's your lesson of the day. Risk management matters so much.
What, take it for a sec?
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, so one thing to note here on this move, so you can see that Apple is ripping and a lot of the Qs in the SPY are trading higher, and look what Tesla's doing, it's not participating. So at some point, I'm gonna have to probably get out of this trade because it will crack the lows, because once the market starts to pull back, then it's probably going to just add some more weakness here into Tesla. But again, a lot of the big names climbing higher and higher. Apple's still climbing higher, and I was looking at Robinhood as well too. And then now you can just see that Tesla's not participating on that front. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to hop out now while I still have a chance, because I do believe that this name is just weaker than the rest, and that we want to be able to avoid. But I will note here, guys, is that there is a potential really nice bottoming signal, topping signal here on Apple. So maybe we'll look to participate on this one. But again, if we crack through some of the support levels, then have to get out of this trade. But here we go, possible inverted hammer here on AAPL. Nice large volume signature as well too. Let's see if this can close as an inverted hammer. That could be a good potential short signal all the way down to the volume weighted average price.
All right, guys, PRTG is currently halted to the upside. The halt time is exactly 2:03:31. That is the last print that came in there. You can see that, 2:03:31. So at minimum, we will open up at, okay, well, we're not going to open up there at 2:08:31 because it's now 2:09:08. Okay, so we will it will likely be a 10-minute halt right now on PRTG. Say it again, Neil. Yeah, it's not a bad look there. I appreciate you. Yeah, so we did get long. As I mentioned, I was looking to get long to defend the $10 area, so I did get long, and we scalped up. We took a $1 on that one. That's my last out. It continued to go true to form, of course. 11:57 halt level, likely going to be a 10-minute halt. It could be more, it could be 15. So in case you're a newer trader or you're a newer small cap gapper trader and you're not really familiar with the volatility halt parameters, they come in waves of 5. So at minimum, if it's paused due to volatility, it will be a 5-minute halt, but they come in 10, 15, 20, you get it. That's only for volatility halts. There are different type of halts. News pending. Those ones can be indeterminate. You do not know how long they're going to be halted for. You're just going to have to wait. So that's a look there. So I'm keeping my eye out on PRTG. Thank you, Tisha. I do appreciate you. Kind words from you. Keeping my eye out on this one. And definitely looking at getting in again. How I get in again, that's going to be kind of the indetermined factor there. Now let's talk about some technical levels here on PRTG, since we have a moment while it's halted. So clearly, this was a bull flag, as I had suspected. That move into the volume weighted average price, I'm talking about that 830 pull, not the time, the price, the $8.30 on the 5-minute chart at the 11:30 candle right here. This was the initial move up, and then you had that sideways consolidation with, I'll submit to you, about $10.50 as the real level. There are wicks above that, but the closing prints all around 10.5. That's the top end of the range. What is a bull flag, right? Moves up, consolidates sideways. With the lower end of the range being $10. So you had a bit of a range trade here for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes, probably 20 minutes. And then you had the continuation of the bull flag when you get that break of 10.5 on a closing basis. And now we're halted at 11:57. Let's see. Number one, does it come back in to test that 10.5? I'm not going to be looking at 11. I don't think we've cleared 11 by that much for me to be comfortable basing my trade at 11. So what I'm going to do is initially, I'm going to wait in the 10 mid-60s, 10 low 60s to front run the size that I perceive, or to front run the level, excuse me, that I perceive at 10.5. That's going to be my move. Once this one opens, I'm looking for a dip into about 10.5, but I will front run it into the mid-60s. That's going to be my move. I'm not going to wait at 11. I think that that's too lofty of a price target and not enough of a dip. So that's my thinking on PRTG. Definitely still interested in trading this. MBOT continues to go. It's had a lot of respect for the 10 exponential moving average on the 5, but there have been times where it loses it. And those times, it's found support at the 20. So be on the lookout for that. If you're going to get in, basing your long on the 10 EMA on the 5, I would submit to you that the better place for your stop loss would be below the 20 exponential moving average, which is the yellow line on my chart, Katina Man. So that's a look there. MBOT is what I'm talking about. SMMT, great look. This one has had a multi-day run, and it's been very repetitive in its style. As I mentioned earlier, look at that move Wednesday. You get that big move up, sideways consolidation, bull flag. Doesn't continue, though. Same thing yesterday. Thank you, Katina, man. I appreciate that. Big move up, sideways consolidation. Doesn't give back the ghost, but also doesn't continue. So you don't get that second bull flag. And then again today, does the same dang thing. At 9:30, pops up, sideways consolidation. So why am I showing you this if there's no second bull flag? Well, because I think that you can trade it as a range. And if you use enough size, it can be quite profitable, right? And the reason I like it even more is because it's shown its propensity not to give back the move up. It consolidates, but it doesn't retrace, at least so far that is. So we'll have to see if today we kind of have the same look as we had yesterday and the day prior. PRTG is open. I'm sorry. I was waxing poetic about that one. This one's really going. So wow, it already cleared. 1264 now is the high of the day. Now we have to look at that 1155 level. Why? Because these intraday halt levels are fleeting areas of support and resistance, okay? Intraday areas of support and resistance. So what I'm looking for is a possible dip into the low 60s, 11 low 60s, 1150s area. But it's already zigging. It's already zagging above that $12 area. I really like this stock right now. It's really shown its intentions to continue. It's not really giving up the ghost in the way that a lot of these small caps have over the past week. I got to tell you, I've been quite displeased with the pickings, sort of seeing the pickings have been super slim with respect to small cap gappers, at least this week, that is. I wasn't here last week, so I don't know. So I'll keep my eye out on this one, Joseph. But yeah, PRTG, it's the #1 runner right now. And if you're trading small caps, you're probably already looking at it.
So yeah, there we go. Come on, Apple. Let's break down here. We're just playing it off this signal here, guys, so you can see that this 5-minute print, nice inverted with that big volume candle. So let's see. The one thing I will note is that JPM is strong. The financial sector seeming to drag the spider up higher, as well as some of these other big names. So let's see if we can get this pullback into the volume weighted average price here on AAPL. I mean, we are really extended here, guys, but it looks like it's running the 9 and the 20 EMA. I don't even have them up on my chart, but I can tell you that we're holding those moving averages relatively well. So let's see if we can get that move lower. Let's pull up the options chain to see what we got going on that front. I'm really curious to see So what was our high of? Just below 198. So there you go. On 200 is where we have 23,000 open contracts. 197.5 with 6,000. But again, we might be getting this pinning type price action here because we got 10,000 at 195.
What does that mean? Pinning.
Pinning.
Yeah.
So when there's a high level of open interest on both sides of the chain. So on the call and the put side. So essentially it sticks the stock. Like the stock gets stuck because there's so much you have to absorb on either end. So that's when you just kind of get this sideways type price.
Makes sense.
So that's like essentially what options pinning is. Okay. So that's kind of what we're that's what it seems to be we're stuck in right now because we're not breaking down and the market wants to climb a little bit higher here. So as long as we don't crack through this high, then this trade is relatively safe. But move into this next support level is going to be that target, and into VWAP would be more ideal. I think these shorts in the market can come into play. Palantir is breaking down. Tesla looks like it wants to get rolling here again. So
rolling.
Let's see what some of the other big names are up to. What's Microsoft been doing on the day? Oh, wow, yeah, it's at its high day as well, too, there, Sharif. So really strong there. What's Meta?
Softy?
Yeah, Microsoft really strong today. So there you go. You can justify some of the strength here in the market with those the two largest names on the planet right there with Apple and Microsoft, two of the three, I guess I should say. So there it is. And Meta starting to climb higher as well, too. Google relatively strong. We'll take a look at Google to see what the Mag are up to. If they start to tank, then we can get that play to come in here on Apple, but if they're going to grind higher, then it's not going to look too good, and we might break through this high here, Sharif.
Absolutely. Joseph, I missed this dip trade. I'm sorry on PRTG. This came into the 60s. I should have been more alive to this. I was typing in the chat, and you know how these small cap gappers are. If you're not staring at it or you have a resting order at the level that you likely won't get filled, and that's exactly what happened to me there because that $11.50 area is the halt level, and halt levels are areas of freaking intraday support and resistance, and this one just made a new high a day, 1269er. Human algo, what's going on up there?
Keep an eye on AAPL here, Sharif and Joe and people in the chat. Basically, Mac Rumor is reporting that apparently the company plans to release its delayed Apple Intelligence upgrades to Siri this fall. So Mac Rumor is reporting that apparently we'll get a fall release potentially for this Apple Intelligence upgrade with Siri. But before we send you back to the Bash Brothers, it's time to take a moment to thank our friends at Avanex. Tired of losing money in Forex? Scared of losing money in Forex? Forex VIM protects your trades like a bodyguard. This smart EA uses strict stop loss, take profit, and a light martingale strategy to recover losses safely. It's optimized with high quality tick data for accuracy and works in any market condition. Plus, you get updates and 24/7 monitoring. So you trade with confidence. Trade safer, trade smarter. Visit forexvim.com now or click the link in the description box. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Derek.
Yeah. Let me touch on this here real quick, Sharif. So we can just see the strength here within the tape. So the reason why we're not breaking down, just we'll keep our eyes on this here. So you can see how we're not overly reactive. And then boom, look at these flushes on the ask. So there you go. That signal not coming into play, and it looks like we might start to squeeze here right now. So there you go. The market really strong, and you can see it right there on the tape. We're not getting those breakdowns, Sharif.
Yeah, guys. I was just talking to the Katina man on the side there while Adair was giving us that Apple Intelligence headline. And I got to tell you, they've had a long time to get this right. We heard about this in June. Like, we heard about Apple Intelligence, which is June of 2024, WWDC. We're talking about the 2025 WWDC. So you got to assume that when they announced it to us, that it was coming in WWDC of last year, that they had been planning it for a hot minute. And so I am going to be quite suspicious about anything Apple Intelligence until I see it IR freaking L for myself. And I want to see people hyped up about it online. I want to see Marquise Brownlee make good videos about it. Like, I'm not going to fall for this trap again. I know that heads rolled at Apple because of what happened with Apple Intelligence, but a lot of people punched into the stock because they assumed that there was going to be a super cycle driven by Apple Intelligence. That didn't happen. I'm not going to fall for it again. Adair, tell us more.
We got two different catalysts coming right now that I'm seeing through circulating on X related to tariffs. The first here is reported by the Financial Times. Germany apparently warning against the EU trying to hit these big tech companies in retaliation to Trump tariffs. We know there are some talks here from the leader or the president of the European Commission yesterday to Financial Times, saying that potentially they could be trying to hit these big tech names with levies. Apparently, Germany is saying to the EU, do not do this. Also on watch here, India reportedly trying to finalize its new trade deal during the 90-day U.S. tariff pause. So India here and apparently in talks with tariffs, and Germany warning the EU not to retaliate against U.S. tech companies. Back to you.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah. So let's see what's going on here, guys. If we can break down, if we fail to make a new high, then I think we'll be okay. But we've got to be really patient with this name as the market is continuously grinding higher. So it is fighting the trend right now. And if Microsoft wants to punch through that high day, I believe at some point Apple will, and then that's when we'll have to get out of this trade to see if we can eventually get back into it. But again, let's see what's going on here. Again, a good failed rejection right there, so that is something positive to note there. So yeah, if we break 195.63s, then I do believe that we can crack through that and then head a little bit lower. And Tesla is really starting to move towards the low as well too. So positive. That inverted hammer signal coming into play right now, Sharif. If it breaks that key level, we're going to add to the position and try to make it as large as we possibly can.
All right, I'm getting long MBOT over here because I already said that it's been defending the 20 exponential moving average on the deeper retracements. I'm talking about MBOT. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Oh, goodness, this computer drives me crazy. All right, hold on a second here. I just have to do something. Thank you. Pack your patience with me, please.
Want me to take a look?
And well, no, I think I should be okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I swear I'm good. All right, so MBOT, is it at my level? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going long MBOT over here. We're doing it live. We're gonna go long. I don't want to be long 13s. That's not a good number. Whatever. Okay, I'm putting my stop below the 10, below the 20. So I'm giving it to 9s. So let's go ahead and throw that on there. And we're going, so sorry, it's just messed up my screen here, guys. I do apologize. Allow me a second just to adjust. Here we go. We're good. Now let's set up the orders, the profit takers for this one. Initially, I'll be waiting at 15s, and then we'll set up some more for 17s, and then the high of the day, possibly here into 19s, if we do get that. Now, yes, so that's what I'm looking at, MBOT right now. I do see, though, that the OG PRTG has aggressively retraced after topping tail through 13. It's now down below 11. It's going to fill that halt level. If it is, I ain't looking at it until it gets back above it. So here we go. PRTG possibly headed down. Is it losing the bid? The halt level initially was 11, or it is, 11 mid-50s. We're in 11 mid-70s right now. So this one is losing it a little bit over here. We'll have to see, does it lose it completely, or does it find support at 11.50? The 10 exponential is a little bit above $11. The 10 exponential on the 5-minute chart is a little bit above that $11 area. It's at about 11 low teens, so to speak. Okay, so here we go. We're now in the 60s. I just saw a high 50 print come in quick as you like right there on the bid. It bounces back up into the 70s, but it's not really clearing it with any vigor. So this current candle that we're in right now on the 5-minute chart is a bearish engulfing candle in the sense that it engulfs the previous green candle from both the high side and the low side. That's usually not a good look, okay? We're gonna have to wait and see, but you know how these small cap gappers are. What you see possibly on a chart on the Mag 7 or a large cap may not translate to the same thing on these small cap gappers because of the umpteen amount of noise that comes into them and the crazy algos that are trading them. Here we go, low 60s, a buyer here at 63s, posted up 300 lots, but I'll submit to you that it was really the hidden buyer that kept that one afloat because nothing got taken out from those 149s that are posted at 1163. So I'm keeping my eye out on that one. We already got the beak wet here on MBOT. Are you paying a bill?
Yeah, we're paying a bill, my guy, brother. Okay, guys, Robinhood took commissions out of the equation, and now it's huge. But trading still meant risking your own cash. Trade the Pool is picking up where Robinhood left off by making it possible to trade big without risking big. They let you trade with company capital up to $200,000, while your risk stays locked at just a one-time fee starting at $47. No margin calls, no big deposits, just skill, strategy, and real opportunity. The future of trading join Trade the Pool now, folks. So there you go. Trade the Pool. You can scan that QR code. Our guy Stevenson has been doing that as well, and I know he's been killing it. He's been messaging me on the side, just saying he's been absolutely printing up a storm, made 12K or something along those lines yesterday. Yeah, that's what he was telling me.
Dude.
And some options. So there you go, Stevenson, my guy. Didn't see you in there. We'll hit the money storm one more time for him.
Hey.
But we're starting to break down here in AAPL. That's a positive sign here, Shreve. Momentum starting to kick in. This is exactly what we need. Failed that high, new failed high. The market's starting to come back in. Let's go, Apple. We're going to hold this one for the dream all the way down to the volume-weighted average price. I don't know if we get there, to be honest with you, but that is a target that I would definitely going to aim for. So we break through the support level, then there it is. All right, there we go. Hit that like and subscribe.
Was that me? Or was that? Oh, God.
There we go.
God.
We'll throw this one
I
up.
really want to
You have the
reshoot
option
that.
to like and subscribe.
Yeah, that's a lot
This
better.
trade has unlimited upside. Hey, man, at least you got. I don't even have one like that. So there you go. There you go.
Yeah, theirs is much more elegant than mine. I'm just, I look, yeah, exactly. We'll play mine again.
Play it one more time here.
Why am I biting my lip? Calm the hell down. Why am my eyes so...
Tease, man.
Like, what's happening, bro? Like, why do I look like that? Anyway, whatever, bro. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
I want to reshoot that.
I don't want to panic too much.
Andre, did I shoot that with you? Was it? It was me and you. Yeah. You should have told me I look like an idiot. When we shot, because it's the same shirt, right? Yeah, I forgot about that.
Katina Man's went up there. It's like 3 minutes long, and we like that one.
It's like 3 minutes long.
That one.
Katina Man, I like how Marissa put on the top of the box there, buy low, sell high, bang. You didn't see that? This is what we're talking about right here. If I can show it up on the side screen, if possible. This is the Katina Man's
action figure.
Yeah, action figure, and you can't really see the little slogan that they got there. But if you want to see what it looks like, you're gonna have to follow them on the gram.
There you go. So like and subscribe for your chance to win a free Katina Man action figure right there.
A free Katina Man. You're gonna have to get those made, bro.
Yeah.
People are gonna want their own version, bro. He's on that,
baby. First 100 are free after that. First 100 are free.
From China.
Yeah, from China.
You're going to have to pay tariffs on that bad boy now.
Here we go. Now we're squeezing, so we're not
all right.
break down.
We're having a good time. It's Friday, baby. It's all laughs around this place, so we're having a good time up in this, you know what. Guys, I weaseled in to another PRTG trade to defend that 11.5. I got the beak wet for a nice little winner there into the mid-80s, but as you can see, the red triangle is below the blue triangle. That means I got stopped out for the remaining amount, so we'll take a kind of a pseudo-win, pseudo-loss on this bad boy. It did find support momentarily at the 10 exponential moving average, which is currently overlapping with the psychological support that we get with the whole dollar level. I'm talking about $11 in case you're wondering. So it's still putting in an aggressive down move right now. We've got 4 candles in a row on the 5-minute charts, all with lower lows. Okay? I can show it a little bit better on the black charts. Here's what I mean by that. So, oops, let's take this one over here. This candle is a starting candle, the one that manifested at 12.10 on the 5. The one at 12.15, lower low. The one at 12.20, lower low. And then obviously you can see 12.25 one, lower low. It is finding, again, momentary support at the 10 exponential at the $11 area, but it's not putting any higher highs, excuse me. So I'm keeping my eye out on this one, looking at extracting profits. I'm also going to weasel some profits over here at 16s on MBOT. I got to tell you guys though, MBOT, I'm trading like a buyout. If you haven't traded buyouts before, do a quick chat GPT or whatever LLM you're using about how to do buyout trades. There's a specific way. It's really about sizing in for very small moves, okay? I'm really simplifying it, but that's really the crux of it right there, okay? And so that's how I'm looking at MBOT right now. I'm not looking at MBOT as a breakout trade in the same way that I looked at PRTG. It's not trading that way, and it would be irresponsible for me to do that. So keeping my eye on that. As I mentioned, Jameson's telling me Tesla. Let me have a look at Tesla. I haven't even looked at big tech today. I'm just going to be quite honest with you. Tesla looks like a freaking train wreck right now, okay? Very bad. Down and to the right, absolutely rejecting at any point in time the 20 exponential moving average, which will always be the yellow line on my black charts. Into the 20, reject. Multiple rejections all at the 20, and you're seeing a very obvious downward channel on Tesla, lower highs, lower lows. It doesn't seem to be a bid to keep this one afloat. We're down 3 2/3 on TSLA. There's really no bad catalyst today for Tesla. Well, there kind of was, but kind of and not really. The reason I say that is because, well, they're pausing all their exports to China for the Model S and the Model X, which seems bad prima facie on its face. But when you look deeper into it, you can tell that they barely make any, or they barely sell any of those cars in China. Let's go and look at the actual details of this. Here it is. So in 2024, they sold 1,553 Model X's and 311 Model S's. In other words, a country of 1.3 billion people bought less than 2,000 of these cars, meaning it's not really going to move the needle. And the Model 3 and the Model Y are continue to be manufactured at the Shanghai facility, therefore skirting sanctions because they are made within China. So that does not concern us at the moment. The Model 3 and the Model Y is what I'm talking about. Google is absolutely flying to the high side. So is Microsoft. So is, Apple. Amazon's breaking out as well. Microsoft's at the high of the day. Google is at the high of the day. NVIDIA, not so much. We already talked about Tesla. Meta as well, not so much. I already mentioned Meta could have a bit of a headwind going into the next few weeks. They are starting their trial. Let's talk a little bit about this since we have a moment here. The FTC trial, there it is. So Meta, which is the parent of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, of course, will face off. Let me zoom in because I know the production team gets very upset about this. Will face off with the FTC in a trial starting on Monday. The FTC is seeking to force Meta to divest Instagram and WhatsApp, claiming these acquisitions stifled competition in the personal social networking market. The key witnesses are going to include, you guessed it, Zucksters, and then the former executive VP, Sheryl Sandberg, used to be known as the only adult in the room since they were all children at the time, and leaders from TikTok, Snap, and YouTube. The FTC originally filed this case back during the Biden administration under the wrath of Lina Khan. It was dismissed in 2021 due to a lack of evidence. However, an amended complaint came back in 21, which allowed the case to proceed. A May 2023 attempt by Meta to dismiss was denied. Now, this is what the FTC is arguing. They're arguing Meta monopolizes the personal social networking market, lacking real competition. Meta countered that by saying it competes with a broad set of rivals, TikTok, YouTube, iMessage. It's claiming it's not a monopoly. The critical legal issue here is how market will be defined. So it's going to become a question of law and a question of fact. This could be determinative of the outcome. Just to give you some idea about the new FTC chair, Andrew Ferguson, he is obviously not Lina Khan, but despite the changes, he has signaled he's pressing forward, emphasizing that he's independent from any political influence, trying to emphasize FTC independence. Legal scholars are all saying that in order for the FTC to beat Meta here, they're going to have to prove that Meta's actions were actively harming competition and not just the fact that they gained dominance. So it's not supposed to discourage and punish success, but it's supposed to be to say that you were harmful in your actions to others around you. What legal standard that is, I do not know, but that is the case coming up, and it starts on Monday, guys. So we're gonna have to keep an eye out on Meta. We're printing up a storm here on MBOT. Joseph Wilson, we're gonna take, how many more shares do we have? Because I don't want to take out any. No, we have only got one more out over here, so we're gonna let this one cook, see if we can take it to the upside, Joseph.
Yeah, getting stopped out here on Apple as it breaks through that high. Nice print there for potential topping signal, but the tech names are just too strong. So there we go. We'll get stopped out on this short here. Yeah, again, we ran into this support level and we just couldn't break through it. So yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is. We'll stop out there. JPM still holding us green here on the day on that JPM trade. So nice long on that front. Tried a couple shorts here today, guys. They didn't necessarily work out. So might have to hop out on this Apple soon if we continue to grind higher here, guys. So yeah, it is what it is. If there's anything you guys are looking at specifically, let me know, and we'll be more than happy to go through those things. Let's see what Tesla's up to here. You know that we were long it earlier, and now that's starting to. So a nice bottoming signal. I just mentioned just the amount of liquidity grabs that we're seeing here in this market, and that's just due to the volatility as well, right? So just keep that take that into consideration and keep that in mind there, guys. So Apple breaking through that reversal signal and now climbing to the top side, putting in a really strong day, up about 4% here. So yeah, that is that. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to hop out of this here momentarily as we continue to grind higher in the market. So a good breakout level in these here stocks. So yeah, there you go. I don't know about that, Katina, man, to be honest with you. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, there's still 23,000 open contracts at 200. So in order for it to break through, there's going to have to be a lot to push through that. It could, I'm not saying it's not, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, so here we are just waiting, sitting, Tesla now climbing higher back towards the volume weighted average price. So yeah, we'll be patient and see what's going on with that one there. Wow. So yeah, let's see what's going on. Meta's starting to climb higher too, and I mean, if Meta really starts to get the ball rolling, then this market can most definitely squeeze. 197 and change, sitting at 198 here in AAPL Street.
Charles Zhang, what's going on with Tesla? We just talked about it, brother. It looks like, they're pausing shipments of the Model S and the Model X, but the good news is, or to China, that is, because they're made in the United States and they're going to be subject to 125% tariffs. But the good news is that they don't sell too many of them in China. So shouldn't be hurt by it too much. But in any event, Tesla, is it the worst performing Mag 7? Yes, it is. So down 2 1/5 right now, Tesla. The only other Mag 7 name that's red is Meta, which is down 3/4. All the other Mag 7 names are green. Microsoft 1.7, Apple 4, Google 3, Amazon 0.8, NVIDIA 3. AMD is a dang rocket ship, 5 1/3 today. Good luck for Lisa, Sue, and crew. Let's have a look at AMD here. I know the boys were looking at this one earlier. Neil was on this. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so we're still a little bit off the high of the day, but look at this. Okay, so I'll submit to you guys the real level of resistance here is about $94. I know we wicked into $94.75, but look at these 5-minute candles. They all close at or around $94. We won't have to wait long over here. It looks like we're about 93.50. We're taking out that 93 level. We're putting higher highs and higher lows. We also took out an area crest over here at 92 3/4. There goes the $0.50. So we're about 75 pennies away from the high of the day. It's been a good look today for AMD, despite giving back a little bit yesterday as the overall market did. So AMD in focus, it's up 5 2/3 right now. So if you're looking for a name with strength, excuse me, I just had to burp there. If you're looking for a name with strength, AMD certainly one of those. ARM as well is strong on the day, about 4% and change. And there is the high of the day on ARM. It just printed that 104 2/3. So fantastic look here for ARM as they make their way up. So another name that's very strong on the day, ARM. Let's see, it looks like a lot of these chips are strong. SMCI, Micron, the outliers, Intel as well. Intel, the fact that Intel is only down 3 1/4 after being short sale restricted because it dropped below 10% is a testament to, the strength of the market today, because the market's, some of these names are strong. Again, a lot of these microchips are positive on the day, and what I'm looking at, guys, is my watch list on the side, just to get a glance here at which of these microchips or these semis names are the strongest. So keeping an eye out on that. MBOT, I'm disappointed with myself over here for not having a resting order. I want to let this one go. Now it topping tailed into 225, and I didn't get the print. Okay, now it's back down to 220, so I'm a little disappointed with myself there. Should have definitely been putting out a resting order. I did not do that. Let's go back into small cap world over here. And we all know PRTG is the biggest, the baddest of the bunch, but there is this one as well, SDGR. So this one moved yesterday very aggressively in the aftermarket. And the reason some of these, they do that is because the aftermarket and the pre-market don't have volatility halts, okay? So what that means is you can squeeze more than 10% within 5 minutes and not get halted for volatility. That's why you see a lot of the small cappers run in the pre-market, because traders are taking advantage of no volatility halts. So you had this one run quite aggressively at the close yesterday at 4 o'clock. This one moved from $19 into a high of $23.70. It's at $23 right now. So it's a little bit below yesterday's high, but it's put in a very nice higher high, higher low type situation. It's at the high as we speak, $23. I'm talking about SDGR. It's up at 19 2/3. I would submit to you guys that the best place to get this bad boy is off the 10 exponential, and I would wait for a retracement personally. It's not moving in a parabolic way like PRTG where I would get it on a micro pullback. That wouldn't be my move. What I'd be waiting for is a retracement, possibly down to 22 2/3 to 22.5. Couple of reasons for that. Number one, that's the area resistance level prior. Look at that candle from 10:45 to 11:10. They all rejected 2250 on a closing basis. So that's price action resistance, should act as support. That's reason number one. Reason number two, the 10 exponential, of which it's been very respectful. That's a green line on my chart. Look at that. That's also at $22.55. So you have a double whammy with respect to support. So I'm looking at this one, SDGR. It's breaking out, man. It just broke 23 into 23.17. So this one's getting a bid. And it's got a good volume bar right there to support the move up. So good look here for SDGR, Joseph.
Yeah, good luck there. So let's see what we got going on. Still holding on to this. Let's see. Another signal putting on the 5 minute. So if we can break down, that would be nice. We're starting to reject 198.20s. Pulled back here in the market, putting in somewhat of a pullback. But Google is extremely strong here, guys. So dragging everything up. So I guess a rising tide lifts all boats, and that's going to be with the likes of Apple and Google here, two of the strongest names. Microsoft trading really well on the session here too, guys, so you can see that we're hovering around those highs of days as well. So a nice consolidation phase. We then break out, and you can see that volume really start to kick in here on that 5 minute time frame. So yeah, good look there on the longs. But look at this signature right here, guys. So that's not the best inverted hammer. I like to see a little bit more of a wick, so buyers pushing things up and then sellers having the ability to push things down here. Again, so yeah, three good names trading extremely well here on the day. JPM earnings report this morning, double beat, good look here, and you can see that it broke this price action, this price action here, compression pattern, and then just continued to climb higher and higher. So a good look there on JPM. Let's see from a daily standpoint. Okay, yeah, so there you go. Nice recovery so far. Down 27% from those highs JPM was, but now starting to recover. So from the low, we're currently up about 16%. So really good look there in JPM, trading well. And we're going to be looking for a day two continuation there on JPM Sharif come Monday morning. Now, yeah, I mean, we're really climbing here now in the markets, guys, looking really, really good. As we break through, we're going to look like we're going to break through the high of day here. 453 is that number. We were looking at the chain earlier, and I didn't see anything too much on the call side that would be like, hey, we're going to stop here. Yeah, I guess at 455, we're kind of running into that now. We're getting close to it anyways. But with the likes of some of these big names being really strong, it can just continue to grind higher. Sure.
Yeah, I was going to talk a little bit about JPM here. I'm just downloading my PDF that I make for the morning show. Let me just get it in. There we go. So yeah, JPM had a hell of a report, okay? I personally think it was quite good. Earnings beat handily, 507 a share. The street wanted 461. Profit continues to grow, even in the face of uncertainty, 9% a year. The Katina man was very impressed with this number today. Their take-home money on the quarter, guys. This was their profit, not their revenue. They took $14 2/3 billion home, guys. That's insane. Revenue was $46 billion, Katina man, which was way higher than the street was expecting. Revenue continues to grow, 8%. Are we going to Adara? Go ahead.
This part of the show is brought to you by WorkSport, introducing a new discovery on the NASDAQ. WorkSport, ticker WKSP. WorkSport is a US-based manufacturer, and they are rapidly expanding with growing revenues, government contracts, and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off-grid. Whether you're on the move or seeking sustainable energy solutions, WorkSport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under WKSP. Discover the future of clean energy with WorkSport.
Thank you very much, Adira. And to go back to JPM and how they made their money, strong equity trading. So if you think you can't make money as a trader, well, just look to JPM. Equity trading performance was a major driver behind their revenue this time around. Higher volatility and geopolitical uncertainty did boost activity on the trading desk. We know what volatility does. It creates opportunity. However, the IPO and the mergers and acquisitions market continues to struggle. Goldman affected by that. Morgan affected by that. JPM, they're all affected by that. So that revenue stream hasn't come to fruition yet. Diamond highlighted the risks, obviously, from tariffs, high deficit, asset price volatility. And he said that the firm, JPM that is, they're preparing for a wide range of scenarios. So trying to cover all bases here with Donald Trump obviously being a wild card. You don't know what the hell he's going to do at any point, right? So that's the look there. What else do we have? With respect to navigating the financial resilience, JPM, excellent strength in trading, but cautious macroeconomic view. But keep an eye on the banking sector. This is the thing here. Like, we already got Wells Fargo, we got Morgan, we got BlackRock today. We're going to get Goldman. We're going to get a bunch of others next week. So what we should be looking for with those earnings is you're looking for earnings dispersion. So you want to see if it's equity trading that's lifting the ship, or what else. Softness in investment banking right now apparently is a thing. You also want to look at market volatility, and you want to favor the trading-centric institutions if geopolitical uncertainty remains elevated. So what I'm trying to say is, don't look so much for investment banking, don't look so much for money coming from mergers and acquisitions as well as IPOs, but look more for the ones that are making money from trading. It seems to be what's in vogue with these investment banks at the time, or these bigger banking institutions, Joseph. So let's keep an eye out on that, and we won't have to wait long, obviously, as Monday is right around the corner. Here's what I'm looking at with respect to the small cap gappers. SDGR, oh, no way. It came in and tested that exact level. Joseph, I got to shut up about it and throw these orders, man. This did exactly what I anticipated. Came back in, tested the 10 exponential into the high 50s. I didn't have the order, and now it's in the 80s. So I'm a little disappointed with myself for doing that. But, you know, we're doing a show, so it's like I can't see everything. So SDGR, looking good, but I don't have a trade on it at the moment. PRTG continues to kind of dance around 11. I don't know, man. This feels like it's stair-stepping down. I don't want to be catching a falling knife over here. It was consolidating at 12.5. Now it's consolidating at 11.5. So stair-step down, moving down incrementally. I'll pick it up at $10. And I'm saying $10, not just because it's a $10 level, but that's where VWAP is. So I expect more buy orders to be sitting at VWAP than at the whole $11 level, Joseph.
Yeah, so Apple continuing to just grind higher here, guys. So it might run into that 200 there. So we'll see what's going on with that one. Katina, man, looking like he's going to be right on that front. This is really, really, really strong. So, pardon me?
I'm not in it.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Nice look here. 198 in change here on AAPL, up about 4 1/3 there, Sharif. So there you go. Really strong price action. And then now these big names are starting to get that ball rolling here. So really good look on Google, Tesla, iBit, Palantir starting to grind higher. JP Morgan running into that high a day that, and the volume supporting this move to the top side there, Sharif. So
absolutely,
really good recovery here in the market. So
you know what else is moving today, Joseph?
What's that, brother?
Uranium, brother. Uranium is moving up a storm. If I can show this here, please.
Absolutely.
Here is CCJ, Cameo Corp, up 5 2/3. You got UEC up 7 1/5. Quadruple U, 8.5. You got URG, 6 and change. URA, 4.5. UROY, 8 3/4. Uranium is moving up a storm today. So I don't know what's going on in that world. Is SMR moving? Let's have a look at our friend SMR, which has been using, obviously, been used as a proxy for that AI energy trade. How are we doing on SMR? I mean, it's up 2%, 1.95, definitely underperforming the commodity side of the trade. So yeah, not much to say for that. Dara, what are those other ones? You got SMR. Give me some others, because you always say that again.
Wait, we're doing NNE.
NNE. Thank you, Adara. Nano nuclear. I only need to ask Adara. I know she remembers. Yeah, very sideways moves for SMR, NNE, stuff like that. Adara's got something for. Let me know when we're going to Adara. Go ahead.
I was trying to look into this move here on the uranium names, and apparently there's the first ever company which is U.S. based, to load, I guess, over 5% or fuel enriched to over 5% in a nuclear reactor. So we have a U.S. company here, not one that, to my knowledge, is publicly traded, Southern Nuclear, but apparently it's become the first company in the U.S. here to have fuel enriched to over 5% used in a U.S. commercial nuclear reactor. So some kind of nuclear reactor and uranium-related catalyst here on watch. That's the only thing I could find. This came out this morning. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. I do appreciate that. That's really interesting there, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Guys, PRTG is breaking down into 10. So that's where VWAP is. In fact, VWAP is a little bit below 10. It's at 988. So here's make or break time. We're going long. I'm going to give this a try. It's a volume-weighted average price trade. It's not letting me in. So there's obviously demand. There's illiquidity at these levels. Okay, so it's not letting me in. I can chase it or I can wait for a dip. I'm going to wait for a dip. I don't want to chase it. And there it is, we get the fill. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw in the order, the stop loss that is. Boom, down to the low side. So where are we long? Boom, right back into the high side. So we'll take that one. All right, nice. So we're long 12s. We just got 35s, but we're not out of the woods yet. So let's go ahead and wait. Oh, no, I don't want at 44s. No. You know how I feel about that. All right, so we're taking out more here. Let's see what we can get. If we can de-risk a little bit, perfect. Now I'm gonna wait at the $0.50. Let's go. PRTG VWAP dip. That's it. Breaks 10, I'm gone. Simple as that. PRTG's up over 100%, but it's well off the highs. And I would submit to you guys, the best trade is behind it. This is just a technical bounce off a level, a key support level that is, of course, VWAP. But you can already see it's having trouble taking out the third of a dollar. There we go. We got a little bit of a move up. Now we're zigging and zagging in the high 30s. Let's see if we can get up a little bit more. I'll flatten out in the mid to high 40s, but it's already coming back down. So we're going to flatten out here because we're already out of the money. A skosh, there it is. So we'll take out the last little bit there. Adara, what's up?
I just want to let you guys know here, I'm seeing one, this is totally rumors, it came out like 8 minutes ago, but I guess something to be aware of here. We do have Apple reportedly could be raising its prices because of the iPhones. It's not a super shocking thing, but worth noting. I'm not seeing any tariff-related news right now, but currently in my ear, I have the White House press conference with Caroline Leavitt. It's scheduled to start at 1. To be clear, she has not yet taken the podium. I'm just hearing chatter in the newsroom, but I will be listening to that. I'll let you guys know if anything of interest is happening. Also, we have officially posted next week's earnings and events calendar here for April 14th to 18th, 2025 on RX TTV Research. You can check that out. As you can see here, so many earnings next week. We've got Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Bank of America, J&J, ASML, United Health, AXP, and at the end of the week, Netflix. So huge earnings week. Check this out on X at TTV Research, and back to you.
Yeah, so the guys, Amazon really strong here today. So nice move on Amazon. You can see that we held this double bottom essentially really well, guys. Broke through the volume weighted average price and just continued to climb higher. So really good look at some of these big names here. Google looking like it wants to curl over, but I mean, at this pace, we're not going to get too much of a pullback. You can see the strength on the time of sales, especially in the likes of AAPL here, guys. You can see the strength is clearly displayed. So yeah, really good look here on some of these big names to the long side. So we'll hold on just a little bit more because I think it's just going to grab. And I want to see how this reacts around 200 because of the contract size at that specific strike price. So we'll be patient to see if it wants to reject. But we're starting to knock on that door, 199.22 here. Again, let's see if that can come into play and act as a possible resistance zone.
It's like insane. Thank you for sending those, Fabian, yesterday. The green screenshots. I just saw them in the Trader TV live. I hadn't seen them yet. Boy, I look like an idiot. Thank you.
Fake, man.
All right, guys. I'm gonna keep my eye out on this one. You guys are saying in the chat that there's more China news about tariffs. I don't. That's from hours ago, right, Adara? What the hell is this? There is the Chilean
Everybody needs
nightmare.
an action figure now.
Yeah, bro, we gotta get on that, my man. I like that one, Fabian, and like it's very huge, very music. It's got the production board set, the chair. Okay. It's got the beanie or the toque and the mug. And Fabian likes the wide mugs, by the way, and just like for the reason that I like them, so they don't tip around electronic equipment, guys. And that's kind of what I.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
The wide mug, eh? All right.
All right. This guy's getting all innuendo-y. Okay.
The wide mug. But yeah, guys, go ahead. Super chat.
Kurt Sanders, $5 super chat. CELH, please, sir. Also, my friends are super mean to me. I bought a house in January, and they never said congrats.
They didn't get you a house.
That's a random thing to tell us.
For a super chat, but hey, man, if you feel like you need to get it out by any means. Get it out. You know what I mean? So
I don't know what to tell you, man. Get new friends, though. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. CELH, Joseph, let's have a look.
Now you know.
You know, exactly. The more you know, right? Thank you again, Kurt. I hope you're pulling our leg on that one and that your friends were nice to you. But yeah. So CELH, this is the 5-minute. Obviously, intraday, it's not doing a whole lot. I mean, you've got about a $1.30 range on a $30 name. Yesterday, much like the overall market, it caught a bit of a sell. Let's have a look at the wider time frame, though, and see what the deal is with this one. Okay, so yeah, that's a gnarly looking double top. Okay, so as anybody who recognizes chart patterns will know that this is a gnarly looking double top. But what I see, that's the bad news. What I see here is the possible forming of a rounded bottom. Where's my big spile man at, man? Where is that guy? He likes rounded bottoms. He can appreciate a good rounded bottom or two. But for real, though, I mean, what is the rounded bottom? It's an obvious incremental move down, then the flattening out, and then the rounding right back up. And that's what we're seeing here. And we're seeing a technical break. We're at a technical resistance level. Look at that area top back in February, late February. Now we're incrementally making those higher highs. We're about to take out that $40 level and also be on the lookout for the golden cross. You want to see that 50 moving average cross above the 200. It looks like we still have some ways to get that, but this could be a rounded bottom. Kurt, I don't know. What do you guys feel like in the chat? Do you see that possible makings of a rounded bottom here, or like that's a gnarly looking double top? With very good respect for technical resistance and support, let me make this case. Look at this double top over here into $100. Look where the neckline is at $70. Well, is that a random level? I'll submit to you, no. Look at that. That $70 level was a previous area of resistance which acted as support for that neckline break. So this one has shown its propensity to respect technical levels prior. Doesn't mean it into the future. It doesn't mean that, but it puts the odds in your favor. So not a bad look on CELH, but be careful and make sure you're getting it in incrementally, Joseph.
Hey, all right, guys. Yeah, so starting to get somewhat of a pullback. Bitcoin was nice. I was looking at it this morning, so let's go Apple, start to break down. But Bitcoin was really nice at the break of this volume-weighted average price. See, one thing that I was noting is that, Okay, thanks for that, Ramin. Yeah, we'll get that fired up because we haven't done it the past couple of days, guys, because it's just been so hot here in the market.
Yeah.
There's too much going on, right? Like, we can always just go back and collect that data as well, too. But here we go. Like, this was my thesis here earlier on IBIT. Look at this waterfall type price action. Really, really strong to the downside, right? Volume by time profile, not necessarily how we would like it. But what I was noting is that, okay, look at this indecision and weakness. So at some point I thought we were going to curl over, but you can see that we just ended up squeezing. We are now currently constructing a lower high, which is also a positive note. But again, I was thinking more of a quicker continuation here in IBIT.
The second I say rounded bottom.
He's messaging.
He messages. I can't show you the message.
Okay.
It's not PG-13. Of course I can show you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not PG-13, but I don't expect Big Spile to do anything PG-13.
Oh, no.
I absolutely love Big Spile Burdett. I don't know.
How did Ramin see it?
The point is, my man is listening. My man is with us. He doesn't have to engage with us in the chat. He's busy. He's doing his thing. We love him anyway. Shout out to Big Spal Burdette. Hope you're doing well, brother. And sorry?
I said, is the chat going crazy? Because they might have seen it.
Oh, what? It's not that bad, Joseph. But
it's definitely not bad, my friend.
No, I meant from like a YouTube family show perspective.
We
but
show it. No, it's just volleyball.
it's just volleyball. Yeah. I love how you're just throwing innuendos there. Give the people a piece. You know,
it's just South American volleyball. That's
all right, guys. There he is. There's my big smile. There's my man. Shout out to Big Smile Burdette, Big Style Burdette. He is originally Big Spile Burdette, as named by Adara LePage. I will get it, Adara. Thank you. You can get it as well. All right. Shout it to you. All right. So we're continuing to watch here, guys. Sorry, excuse me. Let me bring back the trade, the only trade that I've got on, which is MBOT. And I think that this one, the best trade of the best trade on this one is behind it. The deal is, if this loses $2.15, I'm gone. And the reason I say that is because I got in for the 20 exponential moving average hold, and now it's retracing into the 20 exponential. So I'm not going to be DCing into that. It loses 215. I'm putting my stop at 214. We'll see what we get, and we will not get upset. Shout out to my man, Neil. Esky, LOL. I paused the stream and saw your screen. Nice double bottom. My man knows. My man knows.
Right.
See what you did, Big Spal? You got me in trouble, bro.
There you go.
No, I'm not going to be able to come on Monday.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, bro. All right, shout out to you guys. I do appreciate it. None, thank you for the very kind words. None, I do appreciate you, my man. Very nice of you. And we try to keep it light. You know how we do around here. We try to keep it light. We got a 3-hour show. It's a stressful job. Trading is stressful, so we try to keep it light and make you guys chuckle every now and again. And yeah. Situations, Joseph, what do you got over there?
For sure, same thing here, guys. Sitting in this short, got to be really, really patient. The market looking like it wants to pull back in, but you can see the buyer step, like the SPY ran in. So what I had here, we had this line drawn, so go back and check. We had this level drawn out from before, so this is the pre-market high, guys. Look at the bounce right off of this. So that is just signaling some really, really strong strength here in this market, guys. So what a bounce off of that pre-market high right there, and then now going to touch into the high a day, guys. So really good look there on that front here in SPY and some of these big names. I thought we were going to get that pullback, but it just seems to be micro pullbacks right now, folks. And then you're just getting buyers to step right in. Before it was the inverse. It was short every pop, but now it seems to just be buy every single dip that you can right now, especially. And this is what it is. The big names are the big names, and they move the market for a specific reason. When they decide that they want to get it together and climb higher, look what happens in the overall market. You go through the Mag 7, they're all trading relatively the same. They're up there around the high day, trading relatively well. I'm still looking for this 200 to hold here in AAPL. We do have that OI at that specific strike price, and it is the largest up to 210 on this expiration cycle. So if we sit above that, we can most definitely get into some trouble, and you can see the individuals who are on the opposite side of that trade start to panic and have to go into cover mode getting closer to the end of the day, right? Because they don't want to get assigned on any of those shares or anything along those lines. So there you go. You're getting these small breakdowns. The volume is really dwindling, but then you get the buyers stepping right back in here, Sharif, and bidding everything right back up towards those higher days. So that's where Google is. That's where Apple's heading back towards. And same with the likes of Amazon and Microsoft, my friend.
I love the wall. Sharif, nice blue on that double bottom, knowing that it's your favorite color. I think that's why you selected it. Beer producer. Maybe buyers hoping for a China tariff relief over the weekend. Look, you never really want to gauge what Donald Trump is going to do at any one time, because I think that that's his biggest strength, his unpredictability. You don't know what the hell he's going to do at any moment in time. At least I don't. So, but timing it, I think, is going to be difficult. But I genuinely feel he wants to strike a deal. How that gets done, when it gets done, and under what terms, I think that that's an absolute wild card. But I do think we do strike a deal with China. I just don't think that it's mutually beneficial for either of the parties to kind of have the current status quo continue. We don't have the production capacity in North America to replace the Chinese, nor do they have the consumer. The strength of the North American consumer is unsurpassed. So I think it's a mutually beneficial relationship until you can kind of position otherwise in the future. It's not doable yet. That's just my inclination, guys. How it gets done, when it gets done, and under what terms, your guess is as good as mine. I'm keeping an eye here on SDGR. So I'm involved in MBOT. If I can show the screen, please. I'm keeping my eye on this one because it's been very respectful of the 10 exponential moving average. It's cleared $23 on a closing. Oh, no, it hasn't. It cleared $23 on a wick basis, but it's having a lot of trouble with clearing $23 on a closing basis. What keeps me optimistic that we take out 23, couple of things. One, it's been very respectful of technical levels, both the moving averages and the price action levels. Case in point, this area crest over here rejects at 23 and 22 and 2/3, and then we use 22 and 2/3 as support. That's number one. Number two, it's respecting the 10. Number three, it's putting incrementally higher lows. What could manifest into a flat top break, otherwise known as an ascending wedge. So I'm keeping my eye on SDGR. It's up about 19 and 2/3%. It's not doing a whole lot of volume. I got to tell you the truth. The volume profile is declining, as you can see on the bottom of the chart there. It's at 23 bucks. It's had selling at 23 bucks, but I do like it. I like it most off the 10 exponential. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a dip trade on this one. I'm going to get a little bit, I don't want to say aggressive, but I'm going to put it in the mid 80s, despite the fact that the 10 exponential is in the high 70s. So let's go ahead and sit there. We're going to go in the mid 80s. I'm going to sit at 84s and see if we can get something printed in and around there. That's going to be my move here on SDGR. MBOT continues to move to the high side. And yet again, I don't have an order waiting. So we're going to throw that order at 25s. If we get printed at 25s, which is the current high of the day, by the way, that's going to be the end of the trade because it's the only out that I have left. So keeping my eye on the look right now for SDGR as well as MBOT Joseph.
Yeah, good luck there, my friend. I'm just typing in some, I know we hit the 2-to-1 on the Playmaker, so I'm just filling out that data here real quick to see what we have going on. 503, 40, and then we're gonna fill out our new stuff here as well too, guys.
Want me to get ready for that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And
Ready to
thank
go.
you. So there we go.
Oh, Big Smile sent me another picture of him smiling up a storm. Can we show this?
Big smile.
Oh, yeah, we can go.
this
There he is. There's my guy.
Big
He lost 30 pounds, too, by the way.
Yeah, was he on the keto, you said, or something?
I don't know, actually, if he's on the keto, to be honest with you. You have to ask him. But,
all right, brother, I'm ready when you are. Number
right,
78,
ready to go.
no longer Mario Lemieux.
we're going long, right?
Going long.
All right, 532.45.
532.45.
We're taking profits, Joseph, at 534.45.
534.45.
We're getting stopped out at 531.45.
531.45. And what time it is? It is, what time it is? What's it? 1:08. And there we go. We are long. Let's see if we can get Apple to finally break down. Well, what is today? The 11th, my friend?
Today? Yes, sir. It is the 11th, actually.
There we go. Let's go. Let's see if we can get this one to work. Look at that parabolic move here in the equity curve that we got clicking on the Playmaker poll there, guys. I still have to calculate that accuracy. Maybe I'll get that done for you guys this weekend because I'm really curious to see. It's just there's too many data points now to calculate. So there we go. Look at all that dance, Sharif. You know I think that's a work of art. I got to print this and put this
admire it every time, bro.
Yeah.
It's like habitual for you. No, but can we show it? Because it's a good looking name, bro. I mean, it's a good looking chart. Joseph, we got it. No. Go down to the chart.
Go down now on the equity.
Bro.
Yeah,
Look
this
at
is
that
what you want to
curve.
see.
The higher lows, the higher highs.
I mean, we were getting banged up down here and stuff like that. We lost the majority of it, but then we just go on this monster run as the volatility in the market really starts to kick up there, guys. So there you go, the Playmaker going on a parabolic move. That's why you look for those 2-to-1s in that name. So the automated trading really coming into play.
I didn't get filled on SDGR, guys. I did not get filled, and it dipped, oh, come on, into 88s. I was waiting at 85s. I didn't get the fill, and now it's at 23.11, while approaching the high of 23.17. So I'm quite upset about that. I should have executed a little bit better. I should have had resting orders. I didn't. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this one. It's above 20% now and continuing to go. I'm talking about SDGR. Keep your eye out on that one if you like these small cap gappers. KC France, Joseph, Sharif, stopped out already. Hey,
yeah, I did. Yeah, we already did get stopped out. That's.
I don't even know who he's talking about or who.
The playmaker poll already. We already got stopped out.
Did we actually?
Yeah, because the volatility is so immense in the market, right? So
we're gonna need more than 2 to 1 in this market.
What do you think we should adjust it, Sharif?
Okay. Well, to be fair. I do like the fact that we've been consistent with it because it shows how our results come if we have the same parameters, right?
Yeah.
But is it incumbent upon us to change it during volatile markets?
We were in that trade for all of 2 minutes there.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Do we change it? Okay. So shoot me a spiel here. What is the sales pitch? What do you think we should change it to, Sharif? Like, do you think we should go wider stop? Like, so go for a $2 stop with a $4 target due to the volatility in the market, or what do you think?
Yeah, well, the days that run aggressive, if they run up or they run down, you can get it, right?
Easily.
And I don't mind switching to 3 to 1.
All right. So what is the chat? What do you guys think?
Man?
What do you guys think? You think we should double up the risk to reward and the risk as well too? So essentially, we will take a $200 loss with a $400 win due to the volatility. Let us know.
Thank you.
Change it up or what?
But Neil has a great idea, and so does Bill Love. Neil and Bill are saying the same thing.
All right.
Adjust it based on ATR.
Adjust it based on ATR.
on the average true range of the day, or we can base it on the true range. I mean, we can,
Okay, so
that's not a bad idea.
So what do you want to do? Have a profit target of the ATR and then a stop loss of half the ATR?
Yeah, we'll base it like we can come up with a formula. We don't have to do it now, obviously. We can come up with a formula that bases the aggression of the trade, the risk to reward ratio based on the ATR.
On the average true range. Okay, all right. Yeah, we can. I think
that's a good idea.
There. Let's see. Go for it. Let's see what everybody else in the chat saying. Do it.
Go all in.
All right. Yeah, we'll go all
bro.
in. Should we just YOLO it? Imagine we could.
I love it. Ben H. More technical analysis. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. I mean, we should definitely always be doing TA, but it was kind of the idea was just to see statistically if we were to take 2 to 1 every time at a certain time of day, what the odds would be. And as you saw on the chart there, higher highs and higher lows. I mean, you can't argue with that. We've been doing it for how long now? Can we just get that? We're going to go to Darren in 1 second, but what's the start date on that bad boy?
The start date on this bad boy, Sharif, is December 6th.
There you go. We've got many months. Adara, go ahead.
Many.
Keep an eye here on the NASDAQ. I want to clarify, Caroline Levitt has not taken the podium yet. I have both the White House stream and the Associated Press stream. Associated Press stream has already started streaming. The White House stream has not. In either way, Caroline is not on either, but I will let you guys know when she begins speaking. Also, CNBC reporting that apparently there's a U.S. customs system is reporting a quote-unquote glitch within the system that is used by these freight shippers for tariffs. So apparently already some kind of glitch with the system used for tariffs. I'm going to read more into that, but that headline of note, as are all tariff headlines right now. When Caroline takes the podium, I will let you guys know promptly. Back to you.
Dara, okay, so yeah, guys, take a look at this Apple here. You can see that we're holding 198 to a T. So some nice levels of support here coming through, but it looks like the market might slowly curl over and some of these big names are pulling back. But you can see that we're holding up relatively strong here in AAPL, Sharif, holding that 198 for the better part of, 130, 15 minutes now here, guys. So there you go. Really good defense here. And I mentioned earlier that you can see the strength within the tape as well. So there it is. Don't try to fight that tape. You can see my average 197.51. Gonna look for the breakdown. I would love to hit 197 flats, but it's going to be an absolute grind here, my guy.
All right, the person, the Hebrew letters, I can't tag you because I don't have the Hebrew keyboard, but he's saying PRTG. We had multiple trades on PRTG. I'll show them to you in a second when we get back from Madeira, but I want to tell you why I'm not involved with it, nor am I interested in getting involved with it right now. It's just technically above that volume weighted average price, but this looks like a dead cat bounce on the way to a continuation of the bear flag. If that's the case, I want no part of it. It's going to have to stay above the volume weighted average price for me to get involved, and the volume profile is really dropping here, so I need to see more volume. Adara, what's up?
Caroline Levitt is speaking right now. She just took the podium. Just worth letting you guys know she is currently talking. I will let you guys know if anything market moving is happening here within this talk. And I'm still reading through the CNBC article about that glitch in the tariff custom system. Back to you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, let's see. The defense still kicking in. But one thing to know, we can see that we are consistently forming these lower highs. So that's very, very positive. But again, the Qs, I'll say it one more. Let's see if the Qs are holding that level relatively well. Yeah, so the Qs even are holding that pre-market zone good too. So you can see that defense coming in. What was once resistance now coming in as clear support here, guys. So really good look. Look to play those bounces here in those support levels, and then you get this really strong bounce off of that pre-market high here in the Qs and in the SPY. So there you go. Nice defense of those pre-market zones. I always like to mark them out to see what we got going on from a pre-market and pre-market high and pre-market low, because they can definitely dictate a lot. And then you can see even on the opposite end of that spectrum here, guys, is that from a base standpoint, holding up relatively well. So we're trading within this pre-market zone, and then eventually we broke through it, but now holding as support once again there, Sri.
All right, production team, I'm shutting off Unity because I'm going to listen to Carolyn Levitt. So if you have anything to say, just tell Joseph, and then he'll interrupt me, okay?
I'll relay it.
Yeah. All right, guys, the poll is now up. I'm voting Google because Google's awfully strong today. It's not the biggest percentage winner on the day, but it was definitely a lot closer to the highs. So I'm listening to Carolyn Levitt. Adara's got it as well. I'm just going to keep it on the side chart over here, just because things have been very volatile lately. I don't want to hear what she has to say. All right, here we go. This is the last little bit that I've got here on MBOT. I've got the last profit taker at 2.25. It's already at 2.25, but true to form, it has to cross that level, print a little bit above 225 for me to get filled. I'm looking for that print to the high side. I won't take it out until it gets into that level. MBOT is the one I'm talking about. I'm also quite interested in SDGR. I'm leaving my order at the 10 exponential moving average, which is now incorrect. So I've got to move this order up a little bit. That 10 exponential now is at 2287. So I'm going to go ahead and wait at 2288 for that level. I'm looking to dip trade here on SDGR. Jameson's telling me WBA. Let's have a look at WBA. The deadline for registration under the Alien Registration Act is today. I don't even know what that is, but it doesn't sound very accommodating. All right, let's just keep looking. I'm just joking, guys. Don't come at me in the chat. WBA, it's not bad. I mean, it's a nice bounce off the bottom there, Joseph. Jameson. Walgreens Boots Alliance obviously is a buyout now. This should be trading as a buyout. Let me look how the daily is. Yeah, and there you go. You get that sideways move. We already know this is being taken private by a private equity firm. So I'm not interested in these ones. You know, it's got a decent range today, about 20 pennies, maybe a little bit more than 20 pennies. Not really for me, though, but thank you, Jameson, for pointing it out. Walgreens Boots Alliance. Casey France, Joseph, Sharif, UVXY bouncing off. I love it, Joseph. UVXY bouncing off prior day close. Market could go lower after that. Let's have a look at UVXY. We talked to you guys about, oh, come on, MBOT, you little punk. You seriously going to 25 and then tanking to 18? You little punk. All right, whatever. Let's have a look over here at UVXY. We talked about the VIX yesterday, obviously, because, well, the market was very aggressive yesterday. So there is support over here at around 41 bucks, give or take. There are some prints below that from yesterday. I see what you're saying. Technically, the low of the day is 40.95. Yeah, it's not, good luck, but this is very much a range. I wouldn't be so quick to guess we lose that bottom, but shout out to you. Good luck on that one. I'll keep this one on my side chart. Not a day trader, just long term, but watch daily. I love you. We love you, Eski. See, Brendo, they're watching for the news. I'm sending this to Brendo as well. All right, so fantastic look. Thank you, Eski, for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Kind of you. for that. We'll keep an eye out. Any other comments you have, we'll cover that for you if you want us to look at the ticker or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, for sure. All right, did take some out here, guys, on AAPL. There you go, 198.80s is the average there. So we'll hold on to a little bit. Finally getting that breakdown. And I was referring to, I was like, the Katina man was right. He's like, man, we might grind to 200. I'm like, okay, no, that's not going to be good. But then we see that we had 23,000 open contracts here, and we're getting a nice rejection. So that was nice. Around 199.33s there was that high, and then we just started to bounce off of that. So that call wall really coming into play. So good look there. And he was right. He was calling it at 196, 197. So you get that nice additional move to the top side. So there you go. Nice rejection as well. Starting to break down. It took some time. 198, it held for a better part of 15, 20 minutes, right? And then now moving to the south side. So there you go. Oh, wow. The super chats are really starting to flow in here.
Now here we go again.
We go. KOG Tanny, $5. Robin Energy up 922%. You guys are awesome. No, sir.
You're awesome.
Here we go. Another Mr. C. Sharif. Joseph, have a good weekend. I have to renew my driver's license. Expired 2 days ago. See you Monday. You shouldn't have told us that, my friend, because how are you going to get to the place to renew? You got an expired license, so now you got to go to the Uber. So make sure nobody say anything. I won't say anything if you don't. That's for sure. There you go.
This guy, bro.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to
say it.
Mr. C, he's always asking me to take a look at SPY. So I will. You don't even have to ask me this time, Mr. C. I'm going to take a look at SPY for you. We're starting to break down. I mentioned that we were running into some pre-market zones, holding them up relatively well. There we go, another $5 super chat. We need to, guys, absolutely phenomenal. Thank you. We're going to send it to Adair 1 second as soon as we get through this. What station do you guys use when listening to the White House speakers and when Trump is speaking?
That's great. I use YouTube.
Work. There you go.
So here it is right here. Carolyn Levitt's live. We're going to send it to Adair. This is the Fox News YouTube channel. Super simple. Just go to YouTube. It's on Fox News, and they cover it directly on their YouTube. Even if it's not on linear television, and it's not on CNN right now, I can tell you that. So I just go to YouTube directly.
Another $2 super chat. Tesla, new Cybertruck, bang. There you go. I just hit it for you.
You got a new Cybe? Mark the realtor got a Cybe.
Let's go. Cyberpunk 101.
Adira, Cybe or no Cybe?
Maybe Cybe, but before we talk about that, we have to thank our friends at ProfitX. In sports playing, flexibility is everything. At ProfitX, you can see the order book just like a financial exchange. Pick your spot and customize the odds to fit your risk. Why would you settle for a single offered price when you can set your own? And our mobile interface makes it easy to play on the go. ProfitX, where you call the shots anytime, anywhere. Users can use code TraderTV to get our sign-up offer of 2% cashback up to $300. Caroline Levitt answering questions right now. A little bit about tariff, but really just echoing Trump's comments that he's continued to make about how tariffs are going to be good for America. There's nothing really new or groundbreaking that I can tell happening from this conference. Back to you.
You for that, Adair. You guys can see 198.80 is the average. If it comes back to it, then we'll just stop out the remainder of the position. We took the majority of it off at the break of that 198, and then we get a low of 197.41s there on AAPL. So good break. Another $2 super chat from Mark the Realtor. No, Elon just dropped a new Cybertruck. Oh, okay. I see where you're getting. I think I've seen that one on the protocol of it, the prototype. Sorry for that one. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll take a look to see if we can. You're not getting a Cybe, Katina man? He didn't get it. No, he's just talking about. Yeah, after all that, you don't even have the cyber. Yeah. Sharif, I mean, I don't want to disclose what Sharif's got going on, but he's exposing vast interest in the Cybertruck. So he said, Joseph, watch out come Monday morning. New Cybertruck. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, okay. Is this it here? The new one? I don't know if that's real. You can't believe anything on the internet these days. So I think someone just did this one up. I don't think that looks good. I don't like those hot take here, maybe, Chad. I don't know. I don't like those indented rims. For some reason, I don't know how I feel about it. But I highly doubt that that's the new one. Shrew's much better at looking this stuff up than me.
What happened?
Brad the Realtor, or Mark the Realtor, sorry, said that Elon dropped the new Cybertruck. He didn't get the new Cybertruck. So I was kind of looking for
that's
it.
right. Elon dropped
there you go.
A new variant of the
exactly.
Cybertruck that's supposed to
You're
be...
muted. You're muted, my friend.
Thank you.
I think this is the coolest one, man. If you're gonna get anything, don't even like. You have to go with this.
I saw Adara. I saw purple Cybe this morning, by the way.
Yeah, I see. I think I've seen
Wrapped
that one.
purple.
Yeah, I've seen that one around.
Yeah, Matt. Not that I'd get a purple Cybe, but
What color is yours? Yeah.
no.
What color is yours? What color is yours?
Okay, can I show you my favorite looking Cybertruck?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've got plenty of videos. Okay, it's not matte black. It's actually the gloss black.
The gloss
It
black?
looks insane.
Let me see,
It looks invisible because it reflects all its surroundings. Yeah, okay, I got to find this right now. So give me a second.
Yeah, I got this going on here, guys. We're continuing to break down here in AAPL. Come on, say it, man. It's the side.
What's happening over here, bro?
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, got it. I didn't understand
okay,
Katina, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right, man. We get it figured out.
All right, let me just get this
new
up over here.
Cybertruck is just a rear-wheel drive model at a lower
Yeah,
price.
exactly.
Yeah, what's up with that? Why isn't this thing all-wheel drive? Like, what kind of truck is
There is.
all-wheel? Do
There's
they have
both.
that there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right. How
Here
are
it
you
is.
not talking more about your Apple winner, says Ross Henson, because we stay humble there, my friend. Here we go. We're in this Apple winner. I told you guys.
Can I
we're
show
waiting
this?
for this breakdown. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, that's nasty.
Can I show this, please? Come to my screen. This is the one.
Yeah, that is
This
nasty.
is insane.
That's candy.
Look at that, bro. It's reflecting all its surroundings. It looks madness. I love this car. And I drove behind it yesterday, and it looks menacing from the back. This is a gloss black. It's not the matte black.
drove
the
the gloss?
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't drive the gloss. The ones I have at the dealership are all regular.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one that I love. Gloss black. It looks insane. I think this car is badass. It's just my opinion. I don't think that... Oh, go ahead, Adara.
On the market, Carolyn Levitt being asked right now a lot about tariffs, specifically China. She was asked here, why does the U.S. or why does Donald Trump specifically think that he can get a deal with China? Caroline Levitt just repeatedly replied that he's optimistic and did not specify as to why. Also, she mentioned here that Trump has made it clear that he's open to a deal with China. Again, though, there seems to be some skepticism as to whether or not this deal could actually happen. Also, when asked why would you isolate China as a trade partner, Caroline Levitt said, well, we're bringing other countries to the table. So China still seems to be a massive question mark when it comes to these trade negotiations. This is clearly the country that Trump is really targeting with these tariffs. Back to you.
Yeah, I'm really curious to think here, because I'm curious to think what the chat is
Well, it's mixed.
kind of favoring.
Some
here.
people like it, some people hate it, right?
But I was going to say, what would you rather have, a Jeep Gladiator or a Cybertruck?
It's not even a question.
It's not even close,
It's
eh?
not
For
even.
you?
I don't like the Gladiator.
You don't like
I
the
made the
Glad?
point. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Before I bought my car, I went and saw that. The reason I went and saw that is because I have this obsession of having an SUV and a convertible.
Yeah.
That offers you both,
Okay.
right? For sure. So there's a Hummer, right? That's kind of like my obsession. And so I sat in that one, and the dashboard is like in your face.
Is it?
Yeah. There's like no clearance between the driver and the dash. It's just too close. And for an SUV, it feels super tight. So,
Oh, dude, I don't know, Sharif.
yeah, I don't care what anybody else says, bro. I'm talking about what I care about. It's my money.
I'm saying, man, I don't know. It's up here. Everybody's like, I own a Jeep Gladiator. They're
Yeah.
liking the Gladiator. Okay,
I
Sadie
respect
B,
everybody's opinion, bro.
Sadie B, I
just
get
don't
it. I
want
like
it.
the Ram too, but it wasn't an option. We're going Jeep or the Cybe, and we're going Gladiator diesel. I
Gladiator
like that.
diesel, bro. It's
Gladiator, let's
electric,
go.
dog.
The Gladiator
like
isn't
it.
electric.
No,
Okay,
sorry,
oh,
yeah. The Cybertruck
Yeah, the
is.
Cyber, yeah. They get the diesel and just light that black smoke up to
I think
everybody
it's.
behind.
I don't get me wrong, dude. I think the Gladiator is a sick car.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about a day to day. For me, I found it a little bit too tight.
Too tight?
In the front, anyway.
enough, fair
But I love the idea of having an SUV that can turn into a convertible. Man, that is.
Hit it
I
twice.
just
Hit
love
it,
that.
Hit it twice for me there.
Oh, which one? Okay, hold on. Here it is. 1, 2.
It's Friday. It's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday.
I love that.
All right.
We got some tags here. We got to talk about this. Eddie R, is it your double bottom? Is it a double bottom dashboard in your face? Oh, come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
Let's go, Eddie. Come on. Timmy, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Timmy. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you this to never bring up the Jeep Gladiator again.
Oh.
Tesla. Thank you.
Let's go,
Yes,
Timmy.
Timmy,
Hey,
that's my
Timmy,
man.
All right, Timmy. If you, hey, it is what it is. So I appreciate that, Timmy, for sure. But I mean, it's a mixed bag up in here. We might have to throw
I
up
can
a poll
respect
here.
that.
Yeah,
I
we
can
might have to throw up
respect
a poll there. But let's go here, guys. Apple continuing to bleed streak. We held on to this one for quite some time, my friend. You can see that we got in right here as well too, and then now we're just getting that continuous breakdown. So really good look here on AAPL. Now trading at 196.75. We have an average of 198.80.
T-Daddy, I have a totally tricked out Jeep Rubicon. It has the best everything. Okay. I can respect that, man. You love your car.
What's up with Jeep culture too? I'm pretty sure like if you drive a Jeep, you gotta flash them or something like that.
Is that a thing?
There's something apparently like you gotta do a wave. There's like a Jeep wave or something. You guys would dedefinitely know about that.
I don't know too about
more
that,
than I personally would. But here we go, guys. Like take a look at this right here. 23,200 on AAPL, 23,000 at 200 on AAPL. We didn't break through it. 199.23 the highs. That call wall coming heavily into play here, Sharif.
Carolyn Levitt is being asked right now if the move in treasuries is as a result of the China. Well, we know the Chinese are selling, but she's being asked whether she thinks the rumor that the Chinese are selling treasuries to bring up yields to hurt American balance sheet as a negotiating strategy. I happen to believe that. I was on another network yesterday and I said the exact same thing to the interviewer. I said basically it was my inclination that the Chinese were offloading their treasuries simply to bring up yields. We know it's been Donald Trump's intention to bring down yields by increasing bond prices so that they can get a handle on the interest payments that they have to pay on their debt, which was issued aggressively in the prior administration. So she's being asked about that right now. And, obviously she's not really going to give much of a straight answer on that, but there is that rumor circulating. So guys, I'm going to get stopped out here of SDGR. If it dips below 74, 75s that is. I did get a beak wet there through the break of 23, but we're going to have to get stopped out here. It is losing the 10 exponential moving average, and that is not my trade. So if it wants to set up a little bit differently, we'll get involved. Otherwise, I'm going to have to watch this one clear 23 this time around. I won't be taking it long below 23 again. Oh, boy.
Yeah, oh, boy is right.
Oh, Apple's tanking,
let's go, man. Yep. Yeah, let's go, Apple, man. 23,000 open contracts at that 200 strike. We couldn't even get there. So 199.33s was that high. Good. Keep an eye out on that chain for those high levels of open interest. They come in as resistance zones here, guys. So that one's a good one here. Again, it wasn't looking too good for me. I'm just be frank with you guys. I'm like, okay, I'm glad that I started small and I realized what was going on from a chain standpoint. And then once we held 199.30, then I'm like, all right, okay, we might get this breakdown, and you can see that we started to reject here. So, Adara, what's going on?
Keep an eye here on the market. Caroline Levitt talking more here about tariffs. People said, what is going to happen when this 90-day period ends? And Caroline Levitt said Trump has previously said he's very optimistic he can get deals done into basically ahead of that point. He's going to cut as many deals as he can. Apparently, there's already 15 deals in the works. There's very good progress being made. And if those deals, are not made, then at the 90-day point, he'll come to a decision and he'll have updates there. But yeah, in terms of an extension of the 90-day deadline, does not seem like that's going to be happening as of right now. She said he's really focused on getting deals made during this period. Back to you.
I want to add to the little spiel I was talking about there yesterday about Chinese, or not yesterday, but right now, about the Chinese selling treasuries. Shout out to Primal Passion, adding to the little comment that I gave. He goes, also selling treasuries because the yuan is in trouble. Absolutely. But I think that there's more than meets the eye when it comes to the yuan trade. We know that in the past, and actually not the too distant past either, they artificially manipulate the value of the yuan relative to the US dollar to keep exports high. If their currency goes higher, it becomes harder and more expensive for weaker currencies to buy their products. That makes their products less attractive to importers or importers from other countries. So that's what they've always done that. They've always not allowed the yuan to float naturally against the US dollar. They've pegged it. And there's two different pegging prices. That's what's interesting, is that they peg it specifically for a domestic yuan and an international yuan. There are two different ones. There's actually two different values on that. Are we going to Adara?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Adara.
I think so.
Keep an eye here on GM. Bit of a catalyst coming through here for General Motors. That the union announcing that the company will be holding its EV van production in Ontario through to October. This will impact 1,200 workers. So again, EV van production being halted in Ontario through October. Also, Fed's Collins, or Susan Collins here of the Fed, apparently telling Financial Times that the Fed is, quote, absolutely ready to help stabilize the market if conditions become disorderly. So apparently the Fed's ready to step in and help stabilize the market. Of course, this is coming from Financial Times, apparently being said by Fed's Collins. So apparently Fed's ready to step in here with some market stabilization. Of course, this is not a comment being said either by Jerome Powell or anything. This headline was initially reported as top Fed official. Fed Powell did not say this. Fed's Collins, who's not even a governor, said this. Back to you.
Monty G, you ask and you get, my friend. I know you tagged Joseph, but I happen to see it. But we're going to do it for you anyway.
You know, you remember back in high school when you would change kind of like your middle name on Facebook? Did you ever do that?
I didn't. No, okay. I didn't. I changed it. I just put my last initial so that you wouldn't be able to search my last name.
Okay.
Yeah. But what about that?
So my middle name, and kids used to, my friends used to call me Monty because my name was Joseph Monty Wilson on Facebook.
Okay. It's not that in real life. Yeah.
But okay. The reason why I called myself Monty was from Ryan Reynolds in Waiting. His name was Monty.
What movie?
Waiting.
Waiting. I didn't see that
you haven't seen that one. It's an older movie. Okay. Absolutely hilarious. So I would just call myself Monty because I used to think I was like Ryan Reynolds.
He's Canadian. We're gonna show him love.
And to be honest with you, so then the phase went to you would change your last name so people couldn't look you up.
Yeah. So that was my move.
So I changed my name to Joseph Zane. Because Rachel Zane from The Office. So there we go.
What was the move? To hide yourself from employers or friends?
No, I didn't really care.
To me, it was employers because they snoop.
I wasn't even thinking anything along those lines. But yeah, Zane, Joseph Zane was that because I was in love with Rachel. So she's now a queen.
Okay, another piece of the puzzle falls into place.
We're into Meghan Markle. So.
Yes, Meghan Markle, okay. No comment. SDGR, guys, double bottoming right now. Even though I got stopped out of this one at 60, there is a buyer, or sorry, not at 60, at 69s, 67s, excuse me. There's a buyer here at this technical level of 60. I'm getting back long on this, so I just hope I can get a decent price. Can I get that? It's not giving me. I'm trying to get the mid print here, okay? There we go, now we got it. So let's go ahead and put the stop below the low right there. Oh my God, my ear. The White House briefing is done, and I can log back into Unity. Just want to let the production team know I'm logged back in, so you can let me know.
Bitcoin is ripping here.
Go ahead, Joseph. Cover it, baby.
Yeah. We're going to do the E-signal, guys, but you can see that Bitcoin is really starting to catch a bid here and climbing, breaking through those pre-market highs. Let's go. I don't know if we're ready to completely turn around here yet, but again, if we crack through this trend line, I have this drawn earlier, you can see that nice steep slope. If we sit on top of that shape, it might be time to start adding to these positions.
Yes, sir.
So guys, we got some E-signal. We're doing it live, right? Okay, here we go. E-signal, guys, new traders, listen up. First month, free. That's right, we're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite, analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading?
Yes.
Scan the QR code or check the link in the description.
There we go. And I got to tell you guys, I'm speaking for real now. They are quite good. I use them every single day. I'm talking about eSignal. The platform is quite robust, man. This is what we're seeing right here. These are just my setups. I made these. It's a proprietary setup, but you get literally everything. Everything that I have on my platform. If I didn't already get it for free, I would be canceling it because I literally get everything with these guys. So I do appreciate having them, and I do appreciate getting it for complimentary because, well, we are doing their ads. Guys, we're doing real well here. We're 20 pennies in the money here on SDGR. So I got back in. I like the technical level of 60. I'm displeased that I have 70s, but we at the beak there at 85s. It's showing me 90s on the ask. Let's see if we can get somewhere around 23. I feel that that's where we're going to encounter technical resistance. So I'm putting my order just a skosh below that 23 and putting it at 23, high 90s. We're showing 99s, but it's 87s on the bid. I was about to get the print there. Can we get the print? It's showing me 97s now. I'm waiting at 97s. Let's see if we can get up there. SDGR is the one I'm talking about. I'm looking for a move into 23 and bang! We'll take out that level again. SDGR, so we exact revenge on this one by taking it long again and doing well on it. I'm pleased as dang punch, as Adara likes to say sometimes. MBOT, I've been waiting for a 25 fill here on MBOT for a hot minute. It did move up into 25s. I'm talking about 225, that is. It didn't cross, hence I didn't get the fill. I did pack my patience on the downturn. I'm disappointed in myself, though, for not having added at 18s. It showed me multiple times that there was a buyer at 18s, yet I didn't add. That's a mistake by me. I'll look to do better. So I'm keeping my eye on SDGR as well as keeping my eye on MBOT because MBOT could cross 25s awfully soon. We're back into 24s and it looks like we're eating up the orders that or the offers, excuse me, that are sitting at 24. So I'll be watching patiently to see if we can get 25s sooner rather than later. Go ahead.
Yeah. Check your chat there.
Oh yeah, I saw the Katina man.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Wow, what a squeeze here, guys. Happening in the markets, like at JPM, starting to just absolutely barrel higher here, climbing higher and higher. So really good look here on JPM. That earnings play coming in really nice and strong. A lot of choppy mess that you had to sit through, but then if you had the ability to get that precise entry, you're just going straight para, and that's what we like to say. And that's what we like to see. So yeah. It is. That's a good look. These markets starting to climb higher. So.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Good. I got to tell you, man. I think it'd be good psychologically, whether or not this is gonna last at all or what. It's nice to close out a Friday green. You go into the weekend not hating life and not wanting to open up the platform on Sunday night to do charting because you don't want to see the red. I think that, they actually statistically saw this, that people were less likely to log in to their portfolio if the day was red as opposed to when the day was green.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally does. But you know what I try to tell myself sometimes, Sharif?
Yes, sir.
As frustrating as it may be, I was slightly irritated earlier. And again, fortunately that the trade worked out. But what I try to do now, 1 second, we'll go there in a second. But what I try to do now, regardless of my day, if it's green or red, I just try to make sure I go and do the work I'm supposed to do, regardless of how I'm feeling. So that's why even if I have a horrible day, I'll still go and do my
Good
charting.
for you, bro.
I'll look for those. As hard as it is, it's truly hard.
That's mental strength, bro.
It's
that's
hard,
mental
though.
strength,
It's
man.
frustrating. It's like you want to go home, do nothing, but I just go and I look at charts to see how we can.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to jinx it. Adara.
There.
Nice push to the upside here for this market. We do have about 8 or 9 minutes to go, so more or less when this movement started, though the tweet only started circulating properly now. Charles Gasparino, who is a Fox Business related, I guess he's a frequent contributor there. Charles Gasparino's actually tweeted out a lot of these breaking tariff headlines as of late, but regardless, he's saying that apparently CEOs, unnamed CEOs, are talking to the White House about the trade war. Apparently, one of these unnamed CEOs told Gasparino that Trump has an open door policy and is listening to their concerns on how tariffs are impacting the markets. Apparently, a lot of them are expressing some fear that the tariff war needs to end as soon as possible because it will stoke stagflation. So apparently the White House has told these CEOs the pivot's happening and deals are being done. So is Trump and his White House assuring these CEOs that have come to them that there will be deals happening for these tariffs? Charles Gasparino once again here with a breaking tariff headline, and back to you.
Reporting Adara.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's fantastic stuff as always, Adara. Guys, we got out of this Apple trade right at the right time here. Did we grab enough liquidity for us to punch through? Wow, Robinhood has gone through the roof. This is insane. We're really starting to catch somewhat of a bid here, but we got our last out here right at 196.5s, and I'm glad that we got out because I would have got squeezed all the way back up there, about to run into those key levels. Look at Robinhood here, Sharif. This is insane. So well, I don't have the props up, but props up to getting out on that Apple short, one of the stronger names here in the market today. But look at Hood go and that volume supporting it there, guys. So fantastic stuff. And Los Pollos, it's hard, guys. Everybody in the chat's been talking about it. It's hard. Some people say we don't know how the analysts do it. I mean, it's hard. You just got to be able to fight through it. Have that mental strength as Sharif was doing it, because you're going to get knocked down multiple times, time and time again. You just got to get back up and face the fears right head on, right in its face there, guys.
Shout out to None of Ya Biz. Good for you, my man. Just sold half my position on MBOT for profit. Thanks. No, you don't thank me, dude. I didn't punch that buy button, and you got to have the compunction to do that. Shout out to you, my man. Hope you printed up multiple storms anytime you're entering these markets. I know that that's not realistic, but that's what I'm wishing for you. So that's the look right now. I'm continuing to watch my position here on MBOT. I'm watching Apple, though, move into the high of day 199.54. I'm just keeping my eye on that because I had it up on the side chart. Let's look now. As Adara showed us her Qs chart there, the triple Qs, it was taking out highs. It took out on the futures, not the Qs, the futures. It took out 18,800. We're at 18,850 now as the high of the day, as we got that kind of open door policy sort of headline. I got to tell you, that doesn't surprise me at all. I don't think Donald Trump is the individual who just wouldn't want to hear from somebody. He may disagree with you entirely, but I still think he'll hear you out, especially if you're a billionaire, that is, of course, right? Yeah, I'm just being funny about that. But yeah, we'll keep watching out for any new headlines. I haven't been involved in any large caps today, guys. Just been trading these small cap gappers today. SDGR, shouldn't have taken that out, man. I was watching this continue to take out highs. It's at the high right now, 31s that is. SDGR, it's showing me 30. It's actually showing me 33, so I think my side chart here is wrong. I think the high of the day is 33. Now it's showing me 34s. So this is actually breaking out quite nicely now. I'm talking about SDGR. We have this, where do we have it? At 70s, and now it's at 32. So I feel a little bit bad for having taken that out, but my idea here was to clear out before 23 because 23 had been quite a stubborn resistance level. So I'm keeping my eye out on that. I'm still keeping my eye on MBOT. We keep rejecting 25s, 24s. There's certainly accumulation around there. I don't want to be quick to take it out. In fact, I'm gonna remove my 25 order. My inclination is if we're putting in higher lows with that flat top, that means it's an ascending wedge. And usually the ascending wedge, at least initially, they resolve quite aggressively above that key area of resistance. It doesn't have to stay up there. It can be met with aggressive selling. But the point is to have your order there super quick so that if there is a spike up there, you can get the print before it drops back down. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at MBOT. I'm looking at SDGR. And we're about to find out what Adara has to say.
More comments here coming from Charles Gasparino. That is the Fox Business News contributor whose post actually contributed a little bit to this push to the upside. He said that apparently Donald Trump is listening to these CEOs on tariffs. He added here that apparently growing consensus amongst top traders and market participants is suggesting that they're going to definitely see a 5% yield on the 10-year bond unless there's a quick resolution to the trade war. But what he said is the other issue is because they're trying to negotiate with 75 different countries and China seems very unlikely to get a quick setup, we could have apparently months of possible uncertainty and market uncertainty. So Charles Gasparino warning that even if we do get some resolution on tariffs, it's going to take a while to get this all sorted out just due to the amount of players involved. Back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, Sharif and I were just talking. We're like, hey, again, you get that bounce right off of 199.5. Again, there's just not enough demand north of this here for us to punch through 200 and continue to climb higher. So there you go, fair value on the day, 199.5 at the highs here. Up 4% on the day, that's still absolutely fantastic. So again, let's take a look at a couple other names here, Sharif, that seem to be rejecting the same level, and that's going to be Google. But see, the thing is, Google isn't the most liquid underlying here from a chain standpoint. Oh man, I'm still kind of kicking myself. 157. Ooh, wow. Okay, Google 155 and 157 have a hefty amount. 157 fives. Okay, so we're now below 157 fives that have 13,000, but then 155 has 35,000. So the opposite side of those ends. If you're long, I mean, you might be able to be profitable. You probably chewed up from theta at this point. But again, $200 maybe you might be looking at here on on Google if you decide to close now there, my friend.
You follow like how English soccer is structured, like the league system. Do you know about the relegation and the promotion system? And
Not really.
No.
Man, no.
So basically, if you finish top of the table in the lower leagues, you move up to the higher league.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
basically
okay,
it. If you finish at the bottom of the higher league, you get relegated to the lower league, and it's like a cyclical
So what's
system.
the difference between Premier League and Champions League?
Okay, so the Champions League is all of Europe.
Okay.
The best teams in Europe.
Premier is just the UK.
And the Premier is just the UK, yeah.
Okay.
So the Premier League is the top league in the UK.
So if you're in like La Liga
That's
or
the best league in Spain.
Okay, but if you're at the top of La Liga and you're at the top of the Premier League, then you're going to the Champions.
Bang!
Okay, all right,
So they play the best teams because like we have one homogenous league here. They have all the leagues there, so they wanted to.
But then they get the top team from each one and
There you
put
go.
them into the champs.
So why I'm doing this whole spiel is, you know Ryan Reynolds,
I do.
right?
Yes.
Wrexham FC.
Well,
who's-
Monty. I was Monty, man.
There you go. My bad. My bad. So if I can show my screen, please. This is Wrexham FC. I think I'm saying it right. They are, so League One, just before I go on, League One is the second division. It sounds weird. The Premier League is the top division.
Okay.
Then the Championship is actually the second division, and there's League One and League Two.
Okay.
So the League One is actually League third tier, League Two is the fourth.
So this is like the AHL of.
You could kind of
the
say
NHL.
that, but you
Okay.
can't move up from the AHL into the NHL. In this case, you can.
Oh, okay.
That's the
team
beautiful
itself.
thing.
Okay, yeah, the team itself. Okay. I see
So
what you're
Wrexham FC is owned by Ryan Reynolds. They're second. They're likely getting promoted. But Birmingham FC is owned by Tom Brady. And so you're getting both of these teams moving up to the championship next year with their intentions, obviously, of getting them into the Prem in the future.
Okay.
And Wrexham FC was like, I think League Two. So the fact that they're on top of League One right now, or second in League One, meaning that they're likely going to be in the Champions League now, or sorry, in the championship next year. I like this because I want to see these guys take these like second division team, third division teams and make them a big star, like move them up and recruit players. So this is what I'm looking at right here. It looks like Birmingham FC already got the nod. That's Tom Brady's team, and then Ryan Reynolds' team still. I don't know if they're guaranteed promotion or what, but that's a look.
I know Neil's not going to like this take here, but I think the MLB playoff format is absolutely insane. I know. I think it's crazy. No, but Neil, hear me out, right? Because 168 games, and then what you got a wild card, so you can play 168 games, make the playoffs, and then get eliminated the next game on the 169.
Okay, get him, Neil.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, but the one.
Get me, just send it over.
He's coming in, baby. He's coming in hot. Here we go. Let's go. Where's he at?
Where's he at here?
Okay, she's taking her time. Okay, so let us. Oh, there he is.
I agree.
Thanks.
But like MLB did this weird thing where, despite the fact they're the only one of the major North American leagues without a salary cap, yet the data has always proved that they have more parity than the other leagues, despite what the media tries to tell you. So what they did is let's put more people in the playoffs and do the wild card because it's more revenues, and just pretend like we were trying to create more parity, which they already had. Let's be honest. In the NBA, you already know who's going to make it every single year, generally speaking. In the NFL, it's the same teams that are winning. If over like a 25-year period, you have like 5 teams that win. So to pretend that the other leagues have more parity is just factually incorrect. So I agree with you on that. At the same time, you know, my Jays haven't been doing that well, so we have a better chance of making the playoffs. I'm not going to complain too much about that. But I'm down with you. Actually, I was just saying, Sean and I were just saying it would be interesting if they did relegation in North American leagues. It'd be a wake-up call for some of the teams that maybe. Some of the owners that choose not to even attempt to be competitive. And I was saying this to Sharif, like, why is it that Tampa Bay, that does not have a lot of money, is competitive every single year, and Miami is not? because the
They're not
ownership in
reinvesting.
Miami doesn't care, and that's one of the baseball's problems. You have a bunch of owners that don't care to win, and there's no incentive to force them to do so. They take their revenue sharing money and they pocket it, which is fine because if it's within the rules, you're going to do it, and I have no issue with that. Change the rules if that's the case. Also, Apple 200 is really spicy, guys.
Thank you very much, Neil. I happen to agree with that. And I think that if we were going to change the North American system to include relegation and promotion, that's going to screw up all like the franchising aspect. Like, why do you think these franchises are getting sold for like $5 billion and $6 billion? If you were not guaranteed to be in the league and you were subject to promotion and regulation and relegation, would you be worth as much? So let's just make the comparison. Are Premier League teams worth as much as, on average, not the top Premier League teams, on average, are teams worth as much, say, as NFL? I would say no. I don't have the data. I can do the data, but I would tell you probably no. There may be some Premier League teams that may be worth more than some NFL teams, but those are the teams that are unlikely to get relegated. If you're like that mid-tier table team,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you on that front. I think is Dallas the largest franchise out there, and then I think like Liverpool and Chelsea are up.
They're up there. They're up there. But like, believe it or not, dude, like some regular NFL teams are worth more than some top Premier League teams. That's just the way it is.
Okay, so like let's do like the Jacksonville Jaguars or something like that.
There you go.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like the Shahid Khan, man.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Need to relegate the Cowboys, says Jason Ollie. Yeah, you probably have a lot of people that support you on that, Jason. I wouldn't happen to be one of those.
Hey,
but
you know what I'll do for you? When I'm in Dallas next weekend, I'll take a picture in front of the stadium for you.
Thanks, Joseph. I've never even been to Dallas.
In like a Redskins jersey.
I forgot you're going to Dallas next weekend.
Yeah,
I totally forgot.
Dallas, buddy.
So hold on. This guy's just rubbing it up. I'm going to Dallas, buddy. Hold on. What's the deal for next week? Just so I know.
Oh, I'm here.
You're here?
Yeah. I'm here. I'm only
going on the weekend?
Yeah. It's,
okay.
Next Friday we have off, right? Good Friday.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Right. So yeah, I'll fly out
Thank you.
on Thursday, and then I'll come back Sunday as well. So.
Gorev, Liverpool is the best club in the world. Okay, Gorev, we know you like
Gorev
it.
is that what he said?
Yeah, of course. He's a Liverpool fan.
Guy, Gorev.
Mo Salah, by the way, Gorev signed a 2-year deal, which I find to be kind of weird. I mean, like, they were offering him a 2-year deal before that. He was trying to hold out for a 3 or 4 year deal. That was my inclination because he's above 30. They're only going to offer him a 2-year deal. But he is getting £400,000 a week.
Crazy.
That's going to be taxed because England has very low taxes. They don't take 60% marginal rate or anything like that. It's very low tax jurisdiction in England. Nobody complains about the tax there.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, Carl Gruen, man, we've been watching, and here we go. Like, we've been covering this throughout the whole day. Here we go, IBIT continuing to climb, now at 47. Can we break this downtrend line? This is what I'm looking for. Let's get on the backside of this trend here, guys, and then start to climb higher. I mean, we've been doing not too much for an extended period of time here, so 75 days since we've last touched that high, a little bit more than that, 78 days here, guys. So now getting a nice bounce. I do believe that we need to sit on the other side, the backside of this trend line in order for us to get going, but I'm starting to maybe like this, Sharif. This could become a good under-over type play. You can see that we're holding support relatively well. If we can bounce off of this, then this thing can really, really start going. And that's what I want for Bitcoin. I think a lot of us here in the chat, and Sharif and I especially, want Bitcoin to start rolling, except for we don't want it to roll too much to the point where we get to 125 by May 19th. We don't want that. We can climb higher, but just not that high that quick. So again, a nice little grind there. So I can still collect. I'll grab a couple IBIT off of the profits that I get from Sharif. So you missed what I said.
I know, bro.
You missed what I
was reading the chat, man. I'm sorry. I know it was anticlimactic. I apologize.
I said we can grind higher as long as we don't grind as high as 125 by May 19th.
This is going to be the only time I'm gifting somebody a gift on my own birthday. But hey, nobody put nobody forced me into the bet, but that's what it is. Thanks, Donald. Supposed to make that strategic crypto reserve quicker. I'm kidding, of course. I am quite bitter about it if you don't know. If you can't tell right away.
What should I buy though? Should I just buy?
Oh, shut up,
Let me
bro.
know if
I don't want to
should buy
hear it.
something
Get out of here,
and
bro.
Just,
This guy.
And then the whole day.
This guy's gonna rub it in. He's gonna bring what he buys and leave it on the desk every day.
And everything. Let me know
What
what
a
I should
guy.
buy so I can just rub the salt in the
my
wound
goodness.
on Sharif.
Why
there.
would he want to do that? What did
Or
I do?
You know what I should do? I should just tape the $100 bill right beside me or something like that. And just
leave it as your lucky bill like Wainers does on his desk or his $5 bill that he's got there.
Let me know what
Jacques. Jacques goes on to say, no, Premier League team is not worth as much as the average NFL team. The average Premier League team is valued at around $1.5 billion, while the average NFL team is valued at over $3 billion. Jacques, my friend, that's exactly what I was saying to you. I was saying that in the league where you're guaranteed not to be relegated, you're likely to have higher values, and that's exactly the case. So you and I are not disagreeing. I think you misunderstood me. A shout out to you, my friend. Northern Media, I'm sure you were. I'm just joking, though. Your game's got to be nice right now. I don't know what you're talking about, Northern Media.
Man, the games,
did I miss an earlier message? I don't know. We cheese, wine and cheese basket for Sharif. Aw. No, I don't drink. Thank you, though. I do apologize. The Katina man was just offering to get us beers. For the super chats and stuff like that, and I thanked him.
Guy
but
said respectfully, no. I'm like, dude, fire that up. It's Friday. You could have split one with me. You made me eat a cookie. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I just want to drink.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, legitimately, I
All right.
don't care for it anymore.
All right.
The Piper,
That's fair.
top UK tax rate is 45% plus 10% national insurance, higher than Canada. And if you're accurate on that, and I'm not saying you are, because my understanding was the highest marginal rate was a little bit higher than that, then that would be lower tax rate than Canada, because the highest marginal rate here, I believe, is like 53, 54% or something like that. I could be wrong on that. Maybe I'll double check, but it's not really relevant to our issues. Mike, it's time to have a cold one sometimes. It's okay to have a cold one sometimes. He says, excuse me. Brother, I have no issues with alcohol. It affects performance, and I'm working out every day, twice a day. So to me, it's not worth it. But I do appreciate, being around a good time and stuff like that. Showtime, joking you about BTC bet, brother. Some wine to go with the... I got it. Yes. Okay. Take shots. Eddie R., you have a beer and Joe eats pie. That's what he just said.
Great.
I'm going to respectfully decline that as well.
Same.
Yeah, this guy. You're putting your foot down about the pie. I like that.
I've never.
But you don't even know if it's good or not.
I don't.
I know what alcohol tastes like. I know what it is. Right?
what it tastes
You don't know what pie tastes like.
See, the thing is, the dangerous thing is, Sharif, is that if I try it and then I like it, then I'm in big trouble. I'm in bigger trouble.
There you go.
before,
There you
right?
go.
So there you go. You just don't.
Jay Lee starting up another short of the T-triple-Qs. Elam and Musk. What's your bench? I'm not that good with bench, I got to be honest. My PR was like in my 20s. It was like 305 or something like that. That was a very long time ago. I can't do that anymore, though. I'm just going to be full up with you. I can't. I'm not as strong as I was before. And that's normal, bro. I'm 43 next month. So you're supposed to get a little bit weaker as you get older. I am old, Katina, man. I do apologize for that. It's beyond my control. But it is now 2:02. So we're owed 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, Sharif's going to channel his inner Brian Johnson and start that anti-aging.
Leave him with a thought.
Yeah, guys, volatile markets. We're starting to get into earnings season. That's going to be some good times. We're going to get some nice, clean movements, as you've seen here on JPM. It is Friday, guys, so don't ruin it if you're positive. Just enjoy the show. Katina Man and them are going to give you guys some trades and entertainment as well.
See you guys in a bit.
No, don't apply too much pressure to us. Entertainment.
305.
I mean, how are we going to entertain these guys?